On the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. The man accused of opening fire at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, Cole Allen, has made a court appearance in Washington and is now facing an attempted assassination charge. CBS's Cammie McCormick.
Prosecutors say Allen traveled across multiple state lines with firearms in an attempt to assassinate President Trump. He had a 12-gauge pump-action shotgun, a pistol, and 3 knives. He will remain in federal detention through at least Thursday when he has his next court appearance. There was no plea entered today. Allen has a court-appointed attorney.
President Trump says TV host Jimmy Kimmel should be fired for a comment made days before Saturday's shooting that the First Lady had a glow like an expectant widow. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt also blames rhetoric from media and Democrats.
I'm Stacey Lynn in Washington. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt called for a de-escalation in violence.
As President Trump said on Saturday night at this podium, we as Americans must recommit ourselves to resolving our differences peacefully and uniting around the shared values that make our country great.
And she pointed a finger at Democrats.
Those who constantly falsely label and slander the president as a fascist, as a threat to democracy, and compare him to Hitler to score political points are fueling this kind of violence.
CBS's Carter Evans reports from Torrance, California, where the shooting suspect has been living.
I think a lot of the information we get about Cole comes from this manifesto that was allegedly sent to his parents right before the incidents, where he apologized to his parents for basically lying to them about why he was leaving town. He told them he was leaving town for an interview. He also apologized to his colleagues and students for lying to them, saying that he had a personal emergency.
Britain's King Charles and Queen Camilla are now in the U.S. for a state visit.
I'm Vicki Barker in London. Security was always going to be tight during King Charles and Queen Camilla's state visit to the U.S. U.S. and U.K. security officials worked through the night tweaking the itinerary following Saturday's shooting incident. The couple's first official engagements today are taking place in secure areas. Tea with the Trumps at the White House, followed by a garden party at the British ambassador's residence. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
A new pair of AI-powered smart glasses has been designed to help blind and partially sighted people navigate the world. A camera takes images and distance sensors measure the space in front of the wearer to detect obstacles. Microphones and speakers allow conversation with the system. Developer David Sikarulica.
Those glasses are equipped with lots of sensors which can help visually impaired and blind again navigate and live life independently.
Stocks are mixed on Wall Street. This is CBS News.
Go to the ends of the earth, half a world away. Reach for the stars.
If I take time to think, they might go get Brad.
On CBS, Sunday morning.
A Seattle man with a history of harassing women faces life in prison. More on that straight ahead. A quick check on your KIRO News Radio traffic. South Center, northbound 405, right before the West Valley Highway. A collision blocks 2 left lanes. Not only are you backed up to I-5, but eastbound 518, you're solid approaching I-5. Otherwise, we're looking good out there. Your drive through Seattle northbound, it's 15 minutes to get through downtown. Just minor crowding off and on between the West Seattle Bridge and Ship Canal Bridge. South 5 is wide open. This report brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. A man who targeted women at random across the Seattle area is facing up to life in prison. KIRO News Radio's Amanda Factor reports the man was sentenced last Friday for 5 violent felonies, including robbery, assault, kidnapping, and rape.
Prosecuting attorney's office says the crime started in March of 2023 when he stole a woman's purse and stabbed her husband 3 times. In October, he pulled a gun on a woman walking her dog in Normandy Park, ordering her into his car. And a month later, he pulled a gun on another woman unloading groceries from her trunk. Senior Deputy Prosecutor Lucy Pippin.
He'll serve a minimum range of agreed time, and then in order to get out, he'll need to go in front of the Indeterminate Sentence Review Board, and he can essentially be sentenced up to life.
That agreed time is 19 years. Amanda Factor, KIRO News Radio.
Reaction from Washington lawmakers has been pouring in after Saturday's apparent assassination attempt on the president. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports many are praising law enforcement agents who stopped the suspect before he got close to members of the administration.
Gunshots from inside the Washington Hilton Hotel Saturday night. Governor Bob Ferguson weighed in on social afterwards, saying he's thankful for the quick actions of law enforcement and violence has no place in our democracy. Senator Maria Cantwell tweeted that she's thankful for law enforcement and first responders and that everyone is safe. Congresswoman Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez said on X, "Please stop trying to kill our president." Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
It's been 18 months since neighbors have been able to walk across the Edgewater Bridge in Everett, but they'll get their chance later today. A celebration marking the end of construction will be held at 3:30 this afternoon. Everett City Engineer Tom Hood.
We certainly are thrilled to be here. It's been quite a road, about 18 months of closure, and looking forward to having the connection back between Everett and Mukilteo and get our residents moving again.
The bridge won't open to traffic until tomorrow afternoon. The pedestrian sidewalks won't open for a few more weeks. Ferry riders at the Fauntleroy terminal should plan on delays this week. Repairs on the transfer span are scheduled between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. through Friday. That means only one lane will be open for loading and unloading during work hours. These lines could be lengthy at times. Repairs are crucial, but not a safety issue, according to WashDOT. And now, check out your KIRO News Radio weather. Clouds will give way to a partly sunny afternoon with a high near 62 this afternoon. Cloudier and cooler tomorrow with a high closer to 60. 55 in clouds in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Behold, a fiendish masterpiece from the bowels of hell! Mondays, for I hate Mondays. They make me so steamed. Weekends, I prefer the weekends! Son of a
Welcome to the show. Happy Monday to you all. Jake Skorheim here. Spike O'Neill sitting right there.
Hey, buddy. Happy Monday to you.
We're back at it.
Oh, man.
Start of another week. I feel like I wish Mondays were sometimes ushered in just a little bit slower. I feel like, obviously, with all the White House Correspondents' Dinner stuff and all that, I mean, it's just starting Saturday night, or it's just the news cycle just takes you.
This was rocket fueled. This Monday started 36 hours ago.
Way too fast.
Yeah.
Most people are trying to ease into a Monday after a long weekend, but man, do we have a lot of stuff to cover today. And we will. We'll get to a lot of it. We got a lot of audio. We got all the latest on the assassination attempt. Just the video. We'll go over this in a little bit. There's a lot about this that I just go, what's going on? What is going on? Like, you watch that video, like CNN's got a live feed right now. We got live videos in here, so we just keep up on what's happening, moment to moment while we're talking to you guys.
It's funny, though, for full transparency, we have two video screens in the room.
Yes.
And we usually have them on for opposing news viewpoints, because I want to make sure
15 computers, but yes.
But today we've got soccer on and the news, because all channels are covering the same story today.
Yes.
We only need one news channel today. So we've got... it's funny, we've got a shooter on the right screen. He's kicking from about the midfield line.
That's right.
Shot on goal in a soccer match, and a shooter. I know that's really flippant.
I saw where you were going with that immediately. I was like, he's not going to try to
I am. Yeah, that's the kind of
joke, is he?
Yeah. I was trying to make a joke about it. I make a joke so I laugh so I don't cry.
Yeah,
this is a moment. I mean, and let's get into it.
I wish it was only one. This is like the third.
Right.
We'll talk about it in a few minutes. But the video, this guy running in, this the suspect who's now been identified as Cole Thomas Allen, 31 years old, just a flash as he runs by Secret Service agents, local metropolitan police officers at the Washington Hilton?
Washington
right?
Hilton.
Washington Hilton. They're having this White House Correspondents' Dinner, which is a yearly thing. Everybody, they have this big dinner.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a night of frivolity where both sides can come and make fun of each other. And this flash of a guy just runs across the camera, and you just see all of the Secret Service agents, all the police officers, all the security at the place instantly pull their sidearms out.
Turning fire.
And they're trying to figure out where this guy's at now, because he's just a flash.
Yeah. Well, they're estimating that maybe as many as 6 shots were fired at this attempted assassin prior or just post breaching that checkpoint, as you mentioned. We've got the video. The president sent out that video. I mean, within hours of the event, that video was making its way around.
I think even
the
sooner
planet.
than that.
Yeah.
And he's alive. I mean, a lot of times in these, they are not caught alive. But
you mean the shooter? Yes,
the shooter.
Yes. Well, I'm saying they're 0 for 6. Secret Service.
Yeah, they didn't get him.
Yeah, they 6 different people, or up to 6 people shot at this guy.
I mean,
and he was tackled.
It's pretty wild. And there was reports. I mean, the whole thing is just, it's head spinning, like we were talking about. It's head spinning.
I saw multiple outlets say he was shot and killed.
Yeah, immediately the first report, and they said confirmed. That's the part that it just does make you scratch your head as you listen to news coverage of things. You just got to be so patient. Everybody's so eager to be first to report things.
Exactly.
I saw like 4 or 5 places report, quote, confirmed dead.
Same here.
Like major news outlets, not TMZ. Major news outlets, although I think they were one of the ones. I'm not sure.
they have a Washington bureau now. So,
but many were reporting confirmed dead, and then you see a video of the guy, and you go like, "Oh my gosh, that's horrible." They're showing a picture of it, and then you're like, "Oh wait a minute, no, he's not dead.
He's looking at a camera.
He's on the ground. He's fully alive. He's doing his thing.
He's cuffed and restrained." Yeah.
So anyway, the whole thing's going to play out. We're gonna get more information. Department of Justice is about to hold a briefing on what they know now that it's been a day and a half or however long it's been, and as all the allegations, and so we'll have all the new and latest update on all of that. He's due in federal court today. All expected to be charged 2 counts of using a firearm during a violent crime, 1 count of assault on a federal officer using a dangerous weapon.
I believe there's charges attempted assassination of the President of the United States.
Yeah, among other things. Yeah.
Given his manifesto, he sent to his own family members.
So 10 minutes before, I guess we'll just get into it. I was going to talk about our more local news here first.
That's fine.
Did you say the fire department?
Sure.
We barely got on the air today. We just were allowed back in the building 10 minutes, 10 minutes ago, almost exactly before the show started, because there was a fire alarm in our building. And what is this, 11:15, 11:20-ish?
About 11:15.
Something like that.
About that.
We're like deep into our show prep. We're doing all the stuff, and then all of a sudden these fire alarms go off, which are just very, very loud. Are you moving my camera?
Well, we want you better lit for the global audience enjoying this show on the YouTube channel, as we should.
So we're sitting there, and we are doing all of our show prep, and then these fire alarms go off, and there was apparently something that set out fire alarms in the building. We all had to evacuate. And we're sitting there in the parking lot like, when is this going to end? Is the building going to burn down? It did not, thank God.
And I want to be careful to give proper accolades to the management of our company and the building staff, not just the broadcast division, but the building maintenance and the engineering.
Yeah.
Because we are well drilled. We've had numerous fire drills at this building to make sure that if there's an emergency,
everybody does.
We know what to do.
We shouldn't get special credit for that, though. Everybody's required to.
My point being, no one out in the building, no one out in the studio knew if this was real or a drill. We didn't know.
Fake? Are they tricking us?
We're a little bit
Usually we get donuts.
jaded.
Usually there's a reason to go out in the parking lot, but not today.
And when the fire trucks rolled up, we said, okay.
Yeah.
This just seems real.
So we all
smells real.
Chilled out there, and we took videos because that's what good people in media do. We took videos of it happening, so you guys can go check that out on my X page at Jake Skorheim. All right, let's get back to this White House Correspondents' Dinner assassin stuff. How many more times is this going to happen before it stops happening? This is what, the third time? Is this the third time?
Third time with President Trump.
With President Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, the manifesto that this guy sends to his family members, Cole Thomas Allen, 31, Torrance, California, according to law enforcement officials. He's a suspected would-be assassin. He's been identified. He sent 10 minutes prior to this happening, Saturday night, he sends, just imagine if you're his family members. Like, do you know that he's like in trouble or in a place where he's mentally not where he should be? When you see this manifesto, he sends a 1,052-word document to his family members where he refers to himself as a friendly federal assassin. I just imagine as like his parents, or his siblings, what on earth? You have seconds left to make a decision. How do I get a hold of this guy? I imagine immediately calls probably go to him like, hey, whatever you're thinking of doing, stop.
Right.
There's light at the end of that tunnel that you feel like you're stuck in. You're not based in reality. Like, whatever you're doing right now, please stop. You're going to make a lifetime decision here. It's not going to end well for you no matter what happens, even if you accomplish your goals. It's not going to end well for you. It's craziness what you're doing.
Right.
And yet there's nothing they can do because he sends it off 10 minutes ahead of time, and then he's a ghost.
I know that they sent their local law enforcement up in Connecticut.
They try to reach.
They did what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
I hadn't even contemplated though, but you're spot on. When you get this email from a family member, I mean, I didn't even think they call the police. That's what you're supposed to do. Call the police. But you're right. They probably tried to call him.
Oh, a million times.
And say, hey,
you're nonstop calling him.
Stop. Stop. Give me a minute of your time. Talk to me. Talk to me. Just talk to me.
Yeah, you're clearly
talking him down, metaphorically, talking him off the edge.
What's interesting though is he doesn't seem like, from different reports that I've now read about this guy, he doesn't seem to me to be. He was a teacher.
Yeah.
He was a teacher. Are you kidding me? I mean, like, this is a guy in a classroom, and he thinks it's a good idea to go and do this insane thing.
This was a bright mind. I'll say he was.
Doesn't sound like it.
No, at some point in his life, not in the moment of his decision to pursue this lunacy.
Yeah.
But at some point in his life, he had invented something that would help. I saw this video that's floating around because they're looking for everything about the would-be assassin.
That is an interesting thing where you just nobody knew who this guy was.
Right.
Now everybody knows
completely
who he is.
anonymous, which is part, I think, of some of the draw to some of these sick people who make this decision to take sick acts.
Yeah, you're right.
He created an invention to help wheelchair-bound people for safety factors. I mean, so this was a bright mind at some point in his life.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. And
everyone's a baby at one point too. And
yeah.
I don't want to give him credit.
But not
Big
that
deal.
long.
He tried to kill people. I mean, I understand what you're saying.
He broke.
He
My
obviously,
point is he broke.
Well, that's the thing that I find puzzling about this. Who was the guy? Was it Hinckley? Who was the guy that tried to kill Reagan?
Hinckley tried to kill Reagan.
Hinckley.
Yeah.
Hinckley was trying. Hinckley is like hearing voices and trying to impress Jodie Foster. Legitimately, those are the actions of somebody who's outside of reality.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's a teacher.
Yeah.
So what? I mean, like, is he hiding that he broke from reality?
Well, according to his manifesto, he thinks he's doing something justified.
No, I understand, but you and I both know that that's ridiculous.
No, I am with you. That's a ridiculous conclusion to what he perceives as a problem facing our country.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, he doesn't like the politics, whatever. There's a lot of people that don't like politics. That's fine. But to step it into the next level of craziness where you're not talking about, like, a Hinckley level crazy, where you actually go out and try to end somebody's life.
That's a broken
or
individual.
Or a John Wilkes Booth, where you feel like, I mean, that's like, I don't understand how that happens in somebody's head who's not, he didn't come back from, he didn't have PTSD from some crazy war event that happened to him that he fought for.
Nope.
He wasn't somebody that I could see in the different news stories I read about him. I didn't read that he was addicted to drugs or painkillers or something that was altering his mind,
right,
other than just the crazy politics that people surround themselves with nowadays. And it becomes their obsession, and it becomes everything about them. And then they think to themselves, well, the only thing that I can do in response is to go do this crazy thing. Did he think he was going to be lionized or made a hero or something? That must have been part of it. Like you were saying a second ago, he probably wanted the notoriety.
Well, most of the folks that decide to do crazy things, there's something in their life missing, and they think they can fill that void. They think guy probably thought he was being patriotic. He thought he had a rational and reasonable solution to what he saw as a political crisis. That's an insane deduction. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to find what makes a man decide that it's worth it to alter the course of history.
I don't think
to solve what you perceive as a political problem.
He's, to refer to yourself as a friendly federal assassin.
Like right there, he thinks he's. I mean, you mentioned Booth, right? Booth honestly thought in his mind that the only chance he had to save his country was to take who he thought was a threat, which was Lincoln.
I don't want to. Yeah, I mean, I see the path going down.
I'm not saying.
Dangerous
I'm
path.
not justifying. I'm not justifying the conclusion the guy came to in any way, shape, or form.
No, I know that. Yeah,
but you try to understand where these people are coming from, in the hopes that you can put in systems to prevent reoccurrences of these mentality of these instances.
He bought into craziness. He believed crazy things. That's what he bought into. I think he just bought into a lot of stuff that's turned a human being into. There's a lot of things that you can disagree with every president who's ever been in office. But the minute that that person is turned into a caricature instead of a human and made into a monster instead of a man, then you have people out there who think, well, I'm going to be somebody who takes down a monster. And that's not reality. That's not what's happening. You're killing a human.
I'm with you.
And it's I mean, can you even imagine being in his school district right now? Can you imagine the parents who of the kids that he taught? That to me is, because everybody who's got kids understands you form a close relationship with your kid. You know, if you're fortunate to have a good teacher, you form a good relationship. These are people that you hand your kids off to for hours and hours a day.
I don't know enough about this gentleman yet to know. Was he in a classroom? I thought he worked at a tutoring company, like an educational tutoring company.
Still.
I know, I get you.
What I'm saying is he has access to kids.
If this guy sat with your kid.
That's what I'm saying. He has access to kids, and this is the thing that he finds to be rational, which is a completely irrational thing. Now, again, these are all, I guess we should still say allegations because it's a case against him. But
Can we talk about the hotel?
Yes.
I mean, according to all assessments.
Is that the Washington Hilton?
The Washington Hilton, which is the same place, ironically enough, that Ronald Reagan's assassination attempt took place, right? This is a frequently used venue in the Capital District.
For its size capacity.
Yeah, as you mentioned, this event is an annual event, and it's just this moment in our country's culture. Maybe we can't do this anymore.
Well, sure we can. Yeah, we can. We just should not accept that people want to. They should stop trying to murder the president.
I get you, but
that's what they should do. We should not cancel events just because there's crazy people out there. We should stop crazy people from doing crazy things.
To that end, this system worked. The process worked. The guy was multiple checkpoints away from becoming a threat.
Listen,
I mean,
he still got in the building and took shots off.
Well,
of people.
Here's the thing.
So the system, I wouldn't say the system works great.
Well, what I'm saying, the system they had in place worked to a charm, but
I wouldn't say to a charm.
Well, let me make my point.
A crisis was averted, but yes. Go ahead.
Because there were multiple checkpoints and the guy didn't get through them. That's what checkpoints are for, right? There were still multiple layers of checkpoints between this shooter. By the time he was tackled, he would have gotten a clear shot at any target, right? So in that regard, the system worked. There were multiple checkpoints. The problem is when you've got a venue like a public hotel, which was open to the public. This guy checked in 2 days early.
He was in a room.
That's the thing.
He was in a room next to, was it a Politico reporter I saw? There was a story about
I didn't see he was in the next room. I mean, I'm sure we're digging into every aspect of this is getting scrutinized.
The whole thing, though.
This guy was checked in with weapons 2 days ago.
How did that even happen?
Because the whole hotel wasn't locked down for this event. Just the event was locked down. That's what I'm saying.
They need to stop doing these events at these big giant
That's
places.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
They should get that ballroom built.
Well,
build the ballroom.
How much time we have left? Because I'm with you.
We got 2 minutes.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Ballroom's built. No one has a problem with building the ballroom.
Yeah.
Problem with building the ballroom is how it's being handled. If you go back and look at all the coverage on the ballroom, it's the fact that President Trump didn't go through the proper systems that are in place to provide a venue that is clearly needed. Whether it's just for parties or for whatever it might be.
Are you talking about ballroom construction? Or are you talking about this?
Ballroom construction.
This Washington Hilton?
Ballroom construction.
Okay.
I'm talking about not going through the Historical Preservation Board, not going through the Parks Department, not going through all the different things that the presidents should always have done.
It's like a U.S. Commission of Fine Arts, all that stuff that they got approved.
No, they didn't. They came in and bulldozed the place. Before any of that was done. None of that was done. That's the problem people have with the ballroom.
Well, we're talking about an assassination attempt right now.
But we've moved on to do we need a ballroom?
Are we moving on to ballroom?
Well, that's why we're talking about the ballroom.
Let's do it.
Okay? The ballroom's not a problem.
Good.
The problem is how it's being handled by this administration, and it's indicative of how this administration handles many issues.
You think it's being done haphazardly?
Yeah. When you level the East Wing without any kind of permitting or processing or going through funding apparatus with Congress or preservation apparatus with historical societies or all these things.
That's what has you upset? Is the East Wing stuff?
What has me upset is how President Trump, we're talking about the ballroom, right?
Yeah.
This is not how you go about making major changes. Is you ignore all norms and guidelines and regulations. You just ignore them and level the place.
You want to get more in the ballroom later? I'd love to talk more about the ballroom.
I'd also like to have a $500 million in anonymous donations that we have no idea where money's going. That's a problem.
I thought we were going to talk more about the assassin stuff.
No, we can cover all this stuff. We can cover it all day if you want.
Well, I don't want to do it all day.
I know, me too, but there's a lot to go on.
Let's come back to ballroom. Ballroom's actually interesting to me.
Yeah.
I agree with Fetterman. I think they should just build it.
I'm all for building it.
Get it done.
No. Let's build it right. Let's make sure laws are respected.
Respectfully, I'd like to push back on you a little bit that it's not being done right or with permits and all the stuff that you're suggesting.
Okay.
Because there is a process in place. From what I've read, they seem to be doing a pretty good job.
They're doing a horrible job.
Can we come back to it?
Sure, I'd love to.
What time do you judge? Just so the audience. I want to tease ahead for the audience. What time should we do this?
I don't know. Let's take a look at the schedule, what we got booked today.
1 o'clock.
We're going to talk about Kardashians. Now we're doing
1:30.
Kardashians at 1 o'clock. It's not skipped. I'm kidding. We're not talking Kardashians ever on this show.
1:30.
1:30, you bet.
Let's talk about this 1:30.
Sure.
You and I will hash it out. We'll
Love
decide
to.
if they're going to build it or not. All right. Stick around. We'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
ICE agents have now been deployed to 14 airports across the country.
Traffic.
Did they open lanes?
They just reopened all lanes of northbound I-5.
Engaging conversation.
If he ends this right now, it only emboldens Iran. That's a big, big mistake.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! JSN!
Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Well, folks, we made it through the rainy season, or did we? It's always a rainy season, it feels like around here. Integrity Roofing and Construction is your trusted local roofing team that can protect your home from the Northwest weather. They'll keep your house leak-free and protect it from anything the Northwest can throw at you. Visit integrityrc.com, integrityrc.com, to schedule a free roof assessment or video inspection today. They got years of experience in roofing and restoration. Their team can do it all for you, and they will treat your home like it's their own. Trust me, they took great care of my house. Give them a call today at 206-202-ROOF or online at integrityrc.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-290-7100. That's 800-290-7100.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle. Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, Northwest.
When was the last time someone reviewed your tax return looking for opportunity, not just accuracy? For most people, a tax return is something you file and forget. But what if it's actually a snapshot of decisions made, opportunities missed, and strategies waiting to be uncovered? At Madrona Financial and CPAs, your return isn't just paperwork, it's a roadmap. Brian Evans, CEO and host of Growing Your Wealth, is hosting a live workshop called Your Tax Return Treasure Hunt. In this interactive seminar, he'll walk you through the major schedules of your return, helping you identify missed planning opportunities and disconnects between your tax return and your long-term financial goals. Because your return already tells a story. To reserve your seat, visit madronafinancial.com or call 833-673-7373. And be sure to listen to Growing Your Wealth Saturdays at 9 a.m.
This is a paid advertisement. Investments involve risk. See full disclosures at madronafinancial.com.
So what are you reading?
I'm checking out the ratings on the new TVs, and it looks like Samsung, LG, and Sony got the best scores.
Just like last year. What about those new high dynamic range TVs?
They got the highest scores of all, but their prices are really high.
Did you check online?
Yeah, their prices were about the same.
Well, there's one place where we can get a hot deal on those top-rated models.
Where?
At Video Only. Check out the ratings on TV stores.
I see. Video Only scored better than the others.
So, if you want the best deal on the best TVs,
then we should take our TV ratings and head over to top-rated Video Only.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
Take me out to big trees, take me to see the leaves. Privacy screens and evergreens, you already know they have thousands of trees.
Big Trees for tree sales and transplants. Find Big Trees in Snohomish or BigTreeSupply.com.
Tune in to The Money Professor with Chris Longworth.
Having some certainty about your plan is definitely going to give you all the advantages.
Chris has the heart of an educator.
If you really want to do this correctly, then you get to enjoy every day of retirement like it's a Saturday. And if you don't, it's a Monday for the rest of your life.
Tune in to The Money Professor with Chris Longworth, Saturdays at 8 a.m. right here on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
The action is fierce, the energy is over the top, and it's a night you don't want to miss. It's Excite Fight Live MMA at Muckleshoot Casino Resort on Saturday, May 23rd at 7 p.m. See a full night of incredible combat when MMA fighters face off in the cage and turn the excitement all the way up. Get your tickets now at muckleshootcasino.com.
Clutter happens. Let Closets by Design save the day. For a limited time, get 40% off plus 15% more and 18 months 0% financing on approved credit if paid in full. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
CBS News special report. Cole Allen of Torrance, California is now facing 3 charges in Saturday's White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting, 1 floor above the ballroom. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche.
The first count is attempted assassination of the President of the United States. This count is punishable by up to life in prison. The second count is interstate transportation of a firearm to commit a felony. This is punishable by up to 10 years in prison. And the third count is discharge of a firearm during a crime of violence, which is punishable by a mandatory minimum term of imprisonment of 10 years, a maximum of life.
U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro says there will be more charges as the investigation continues. 1 injured officer has been released from the hospital. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
Those who constantly falsely label and slander the president as a fascist, as a threat to democracy, and compare him to Hitler to score political points are fueling this kind of violence.
CBS News Special Report. I'm Jennifer Kuiper.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. Former Governor Jay Inslee is facing backlash after his social media response to Saturday's apparent assassination attempt on the president. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports one person called Inslee a soulless ghoul.
Moments after the shots rang out inside the Washington Hilton. Inslee posted on X, quote, "We cannot forget that while Trump praises law enforcement for protecting him, he totally disrespected law enforcement officers who protected democracy against his coup attempt on January 6th. Dozens of direct responses followed. "You are a soulless ghoul," one person said. Another said, "Go back to your hole and sit this one out." One Secret Service agent who was shot by the suspect, Cole Thomas Allen, investigators say, returned fire and helped make the arrest. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Washington Attorney General Nick Brown is suing Safeway, Albertsons, and Hagen, alleging the companies violated consumer protection laws. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports Brown claims the grocers misled shoppers through so-called buy one, get one free promotions.
Attorney General Brown claims in one case a Gig Harbor Albertsons hiked up the price of olive oil from $6.99 to $10.99 a week before a buy one, get one free deal. When the deal ended, Brown says the price went back down 57%. The lawsuit says the same is true for staples like bread, cereal, and fresh produce over the last 5 years.
Consumers walk into these stores, think that they're getting a bargain, but in reality, they're just paying an inflated price for that first item.
Brown claims the stores overcharged shoppers on more than 3 million transactions, bringing in $20 million. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Safety work and demolition will continue at Gasworks Park this week after an order from the city of Seattle to remove climbable features from the park towers. The decision comes after a 15-year-old died in a climbing accident there last summer. Family attorney Karen Kohler wonders why it took so long.
Why has it been a debate? I mean, why has it been a debate? Look at how many people have been hurt or killed on that thing. And it's a freaking toxic waste dump.
3 people have died at the park since 2008. A quick check on Wall Street. The Dow down 58, S&P 500 up 8, and the NASDAQ up 30. Your KIRO News Radio traffic in South Center. We're still dealing with this collision north 405 at the West Valley Highway. It's in your 2 left lanes, and this has eastbound 518 jammed up approaching I-5 with drivers waiting to get to 405. And then here in Seattle, North 5, we're heavy now between the West Seattle Bridge just past I-90 and again approaching 520 to the Ship Canal Bridge. About a 15-minute drive through downtown. South 5 remains remains wide open, as is the rest of the map. Now check out your weather. 62 and partly sunny this afternoon. 60 and cloudy Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we're back in the sun with a high around 67. Mid to upper 40s overnight. Cloudy, windy, and 57 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. We will get more coverage. Just a little bit ago, Justice Department is holding a press briefing right now on the suspect in the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting and attempted assassination. So we'll have more on that just a little bit. We'll chat about all that stuff. I wanted to do something a little more local here for just a second. I saw this interesting story. I want your take on this, Spike. I kind of want to see where you're at on this. Do you know that in Washington State, prisoners in Washington State get tablets for entertainment purposes, Netflix, video calls, things like that?
Yeah.
When I first saw this story, so I saw it posted, and kind of the gist of the story was Washington State has money for these tablets, but they don't have money for parks. And I saw that story, and I went, man, that does kind of like grind my gears a little bit. Like, why would they spend money on this?
That's enraging.
And then I looked at it a little bit, and I found that Washington State doesn't actually have to spend money on the tablets. The company that provides them gives them to the Department of Corrections. Department of Corrections then gives them to the inmates. The inmates then get their family to buy extras on these things. Basically, they're like...
Correct.
Yeah, they're just they're fishing for money from the inmates.
Well, they're a communication tool for the inmates because it's been proven through numerous studies that inmates in the correction facilities who interact with family have a better recovery rate and not
recidivism.
Recidivism. A lower rate of recidivism. Thank you. That's a great big word.
It's a good word.
So the communication aspect of inmates and the benefits they're in with their families and outside life is proven.
Well, no, I get that, but we have phones and things like that.
But getting to the bigger story here is that this company is one company that's going to handle all the communication elements for inmates with the outside world. And that's a money-saving aspect for the state of Washington, having one contractor instead of different email companies, different phone companies, different, all the things that are decent people and required to provide to inmates because it's not supposed to be isolation and inhumane treatments.
Yeah, they're not
right? There's genuine benefit from having people connected to their families and their lives outside of prison so they can rehabilitate.
To some extent. You can't be too connected. That's why they're in prison.
Well, there's always things to be careful and watch out for.
I think the reason that I thought the story kind of gained a little bit of attention online and rubbed people the wrong way is that Washington prioritizes wanting inmates. I would imagine the calls are nice. What you're saying is nice. The calls are nice. However, I would imagine the vast majority of the time spent on these tablets is probably, and I don't know this is just a guess, it's probably spent on streaming services, watching videos, internet things. I don't imagine.
Maybe. Even if it is.
How much time do you spend on your phone?
There's quite a bit. Too much.
How much are you spending talking to other people?
Fair.
And you're a free person.
Yeah.
So maybe it wouldn't be quite as much because you have access to those people, but maybe the people behind bars might spend double that time.
Maybe.
But it's still probably a fraction of the time they're spending doing internet things. And this is actually it could be a money maker for the prisons because the parents of the inmates or the family members of the inmates, they charge up their cards or whatever so they can purchase old episodes of Seinfeld or whatever they're watching.
Sure, yeah.
At $2.99 a pop.
Which relieves stress and lowers anxiety and gives people a pleasant distraction, a harmless distraction from time spent inside your own head when you're in the joint. I mean, there are benefits to wasting time on the internet and online watching entertainment.
I understand.
For incarcerated guys.
I understand, but there's also a punitive part of being in prison where you're not just hanging out. I mean, that sounds pretty nice.
No, I get you.
Just hanging out with your buddies, watching TV all day.
It's hard to stomach that. And I'm sure there are limitations to the amount of time these guys can be on these devices.
I don't know that.
I would venture to guess. We can look into it. I would venture to guess the Washington Department of Corrections.
I bet you
limits the amount of time.
I bet you there's no limit on.
You don't think they cut the Wi-Fi off at?
Nope.
Like they cut the lights at Shawshank. You don't think they hit a button and cut the Wi-Fi at midnight?
I would be willing to bet.
I'll bet you a month's worth of lunches that the Washington State Correction facilities do not let these guys have unlimited access.
Really?
24/7. Yes.
That's a steep risk reward bet for me.
A week.
A week's worth of lunches.
How about one day?
I'll do a day. I got 4 kids to feed. I can't feed you
That's
for a month
fair
too.
enough.
I will bet you.
I'm a bigger ticket than 4 kids.
I will bet you a lunch that they don't have a time limit on these tablets.
I'll take that bet Because I can't see why anybody would be outraged about the story unless
here's
people
here's
selling the story
comparison.
want you to be outraged.
No. Here's the outrageous part.
Okay.
Washington State is very worried about making sure that these inmates who are locked up for reasons of, many of them did horrible, horrible things.
Yeah.
They broke the law. And yet, completely law-abiding citizens are locked out of their parks because they're prioritizing different things.
Two completely different stories. You can be mad at both.
No. I think you can.
Yeah, this costs the state nothing.
I understand.
So what are you mad at? That we can't afford? If you're mad at we can't afford parks,
I'm mad
with
that they're not prioritizing parks.
That's
the
fine.
same way that they're worried about prioritizing the entertainment of criminals.
There's benefit. There's two completely unrelated issues. There's
I don't
nothing.
find them
They have nothing
unrelated.
to do.
I'm
Nothing
telling
to
you,
do
I
with
think
each
they're
other.
related.
Okay. Well, I think the fact that someone posted online.
So this state is saying there's benefits, like you just said. There's benefits to these people having ways to calm and access to videos and these
interaction with the outside world and families is proven to be beneficial to recovery.
So isn't the same thing to be said for parks?
Absolutely.
So why are they cutting parks?
Because they're bad with their money and mismanage their resources.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh, that's cool, but that's got nothing to do with this story.
Well, no, I'm saying there is a comparison between where the state prioritizes their attention, which is to make sure that criminals have entertainment, and Netflix and Seinfeld episodes, which don't get me wrong, I love Seinfeld and I love Netflix. Yeah. But I also didn't club anybody over the head.
If you think you got a bad look at George Costanza.
Exactly.
See? By comparison.
Exactly.
Not so bad.
But I also think they're not prioritizing families who want to go out to these campgrounds that they're now shutting down because they couldn't come up with 0.01% of the budget.
That's fair. And we've had this conversation. You're right. That's a purposefully painful cut to the budget to make families feel
That's
the pain.
The comparison that I'm making is that they're prioritizing entertainment for criminals, but not entertainment for families. And if it's good that criminals get access to things because it makes their life better, I think the parks that we pay for also. It's even worse, actually, when you think about it, because we pay for these parks.
Sure. Yeah, I know.
We pay for these parks.
Yeah.
These are free tablets that these criminals get, which I really don't have a problem with because they're not paying extra for them.
Right.
The problem that I have is that the state prioritizing making sure that for their mental health and benefits, they have access to these things, but we don't have access to the parks like we used to.
Okay, but the state's supposed to prioritize the mental well-being of the inmates they're in care of.
What about the citizens that didn't break the law?
It's a different issue, dude.
It's not a different issue.
Okay.
Don't you think parks is a good thing to have?
Parks are a great thing
For
to have.
what reason? Why do we like parks?
Because they're part of a quality life.
Okay.
They're good uses of our resources.
Can't we just do a tisk and a shame to the government who can no longer afford that they used to be able to afford?
Yeah,
I mean,
to
shame
close
on
parks.
them.
To close parks.
Yes.
Well, do it. We can dedicate 1 minute every day to shaming the state government. We need more than a minute.
We're going to do more than that, Spike. More than a minute every day.
I love it, buddy.
That's what we're here for.
But I'd like to shame the guy who posted this.
I don't. I think
this is rage bait.
It's not rage bait.
They've got nothing to do with each other. Nothing at all to do with each other.
If you don't see the connection, that's totally fair.
Okay. I don't see
a
connection.
deeper thing that people like me can see.
Fair enough. You're a deeper guy. You are, man. You have to be. You're a father of 4. My kids are done. I'm on Easy Street. I'm on the downside of the mountain heading toward the lodge.
It's
There's
a priority
toddy waiting.
thing. It's a priority thing. The state has their priorities in the wrong place. I think they have their priorities in the wrong place.
They're off.
I'm waiting for my lunch. Yeah. Let's look that up.
Well,
let's find out.
Fair enough.
Let's find out. We're going to find that out before the end of the show.
Okay, great.
All right. We got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Oh, this Michael Jackson's got a movie out.
I saw the trailers. I don't know if I can.
Here's the thing. It's crushing, apparently, at the box office.
What I'm seeing.
Internationally. We'll talk about could you see this movie in good conscience.
Great conversation.
Stick around. We'll be right back.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Breaking news for your home. Wayday is here. It's Wayfair's big sale, where you can score the best deals in home, like up to 80% off with free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all Wayday long. You won't find better deals for your home anywhere else. We're talking furniture, decor, rugs, and more. All at Wayfair, and all up to 80% off during Wayday. So don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Wayday now through April 27th to score the best deals in home.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat.
I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
You can't control what's happening in the world. You can't control gas prices or what the market does tomorrow. But you can control whether your retirement is protected when the unexpected hits. That's what Rajiv Nagayach has dedicated his career to helping families do. Not just picking investments, but building one plan that brings your healthcare, housing, legal, and financial decisions together into a single strategy. A strategy designed to keep you out of a nursing home, protect your assets, and keep your family from becoming your unpaid caregivers. If the last weeks have made you uneasy about your future, you need help. Join Rajiv at a free 90-minute seminar this May. You'll see where most plans fall short and how yours doesn't have to.
Register for a free LifePoint Law Retirement Planning Seminar in Puyallup on May 5th, Federal Way on May 6th, Bellevue on May 7th, or Linwood on May 12th. Seminars begin at 6:30 p.m. Space is limited, so sign up at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Summertime means sunshine, baseball games, beach trips, hiking, and more. So don't let your bank stop you from having fun. Free checking at WaFd Bank is the way to go. There are no minimum balances or monthly maintenance fees to worry about. Plus, you'll get spending tools and the latest technology to help you stay on budget. Not only is WaFd Bank rated a best bank, we have more than 200 branches to serve you across 9 western states, so you have access wherever you are. Visit wafdbank.com to open your account. Additional fees may apply. Member FDIC.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice. DayandNight.net.
This month, Day and Night gives you a free furnace with the installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
DayandNight.net.
All right, welcome back to the show. Spike, you and I both love movies. It's one of the things that we've bonded over in our friendship. I love to see films. It's one of my favorite experiences is to now take my kids to go see movies.
Oh, and they're great.
Although the one I saw last was the Super Mario Galaxy, and as I told you, I fell asleep 10 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, but your kids got to experience what their entirety of their universe cared about.
Yes.
And you got some much-needed rest.
Fair point.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you need plot points for the Super Mario Galaxy.
If you were to ask me, would I pay $18 to fall asleep in the middle of the afternoon and get a nice nap? Right? Yes, I would.
It's the cheapest hotel room in town.
And I did.
Comfortable chair.
100%.
Dark, air-conditioned.
There you go.
Kids are entertained. It's like
kids are having a great
babysitter,
time.
right?
It's less than the cost of a babysitter.
It's win-win.
Yes.
And the room was free.
Absolutely. Well,
comparatively.
Yeah.
Right?
It costs a little bit, but yeah. All right.
Did you go see Michael?
I did not see Michael.
Okay.
Michael Jackson biopic, which is now, according to the different websites that I'm seeing, Michael Jackson's biopic is the most successful biopic opening of all time.
Most of them, I think they
musical biopic.
Musical biopic.
I'm sorry, musical biopic.
Eclipsing like such
Bohemian Rhapsody,
Rocket Man, all the
Rocket Man.
Right.
Would you see this movie? Let me play you a little clip from it. There's a little bit from the trailer. This is the Michael movie. There's some legitimate gripes that people have with this movie. I don't, we can get into why we would or we wouldn't see this movie in just a second. But here's a little bit of the trailer.
Let me tell you something. In this life, you're either a winner or you're a loser. Y'all want to work in a steel mill like me for the rest of your days?
No, sir.
Yeah, because I sure as hell don't. Y'all willing to fight for it?
Are you having the same thought I am right now? This music is good.
Yeah. Oh, how could it not be good?
Unfortunately, it's very
great.
Good. I've had to deny listening to Michael Jackson's music for a while.
Is great. It's a great story.
Yeah.
Joe Jackson, the father, was by all accounts
tough parent.
Some people say monster. By all accounts, tough love.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the Michael musical that came through town, the Broadway musical that toured the country, and it's undeniable that the story is captivating. The story of the brothers and the family itself and Michael's ascension.
Jackson 5, all
Jackson
that.
5. Oh, they went through all the years, and this movie will do the same for the audience.
Let me play a little bit more of it.
Yes, sir.
I need to hear you a little louder. Y'all willing to fight for it?
Yes, sir.
Ready whenever you are, Michael.
I mean, the music is so good. So good. There's that old Dave Chappelle bit. Have you seen that? Where it's like a. Do you remember?
Be careful, because I've seen so many Chappelle bits, and most of them are not safe for air.
This is not totally safe. So
Not the Milkman?
No.
Okay.
So this is
not Rick James.
I don't think it was. No, it wasn't Rick James.
I'm sorry.
It wasn't
Go
Rick
ahead.
James.
Go, just having fun.
But this was. He's supposed to be in the bit from the Chappelle show. He's trying to describe. He's in a court case in one of the Michael court cases, and he's basically saying like. His response is, and the reason he doesn't want to indict or anything is he just says thriller. Like he just that's the answer
to every question.
Well, it's so
Thriller.
the music was
Thriller.
so good.
Well, but everything Michael did from the time he was little Michael Jackson of the Jackson 5, who was, half a pint-sized performer, was earth-shattering.
Just an undeniable talent, obviously,
and maybe arguably the most talented performer we've ever had. On a global scale.
Yeah, possibly.
So and the story's captivating, and the characters are amazing and intriguing, and the music is beyond compare.
The problem is,
there
is a very dark part of his life. There's a lot of allegations of child abuse.
Yeah.
There is a whole lot of stuff that this movie doesn't have at all. None of it.
Doesn't mention it in any way, shape, or form.
Doesn't mention it in any way, shape, or form. And what the storytelling device that they use to get around that, because I like the people who made the movie, like Antoine Fuqua.
Great
director. Great director. What they do is they end Michael's story, in this movie at least, in 1988, which is 5 years before the first allegations come out against him.
Correct.
Now, those allegations end up being, he's acquitted on all those allegations from the, I think he was a dentist. He was the father of a child. He was alleging that Michael did stuff to. That goes to trial. That's from that famous, you remember that famous Neverland Ranch in police investigation?
Of course.
All the cameras.
Yeah.
It was like, that was like the OJ level of coverage.
Probably bigger because Michael was bigger.
Yeah.
And the fall was greater.
And all the court cases. Remember him sitting in court? So he's acquitted on those charges. But there's still other people out there who are alleging things have been done.
So much smoke.
Yes. And so that's the thing is, can you watch this movie and divorce it from the reality that was his actual
Is it okay
life?
to tell a story celebrating his musical achievements and the struggle it took to achieve those? Is it okay to tell that story while ignoring the dark elements of his persona, but alleged dark elements.
Persona? Yeah,
I mean, it's because the Broadway musical did nothing to do with the scandal.
Yeah,
it's about the celebration of his music, and this movie is the same.
Well, let me ask you this: would you see it?
No,
I wouldn't.
I can't divorce the two.
I can't either.
It's too horrific. It's not like he was a drunk driver, and I'm not. Maybe I shouldn't make any kind of analogy.
No, but
that's one of the darkest things anybody could be accused of.
It's just very, very
yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Be right back.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. John Curley here. You know a smart thing to do right now? Upgrade your cooling now with Home Comfort Alliance. Choose a Lennox cooling system and get a heating system free. Their 60-second online price estimator makes it so easy. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com today.
So, how's your research going?
Surprising! After I figured out the top-rated TVs in our price range, I went shopping for deals.
And who's the best?
It wasn't the internet, and it wasn't the warehouse club.
But?
It was video only. They had better deals on the Samsung, LG, and the Sony TVs that got the highest scores.
Better than online and at the club?
I know! Video only beat them all. And now we can afford an even better model for the same price. My research really paid off.
If we buy it video only.
Exactly. Otherwise, we'll be sorry.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
Owie, wowie!
What's with the
water heater's worn out?
Way less hot water?
Takes a lot longer, too.
Sounds like a goner.
Worst of all,
what?
Wasn't planning on it.
We can help.
Apollo Plumbing.
Ready right now to get you
in hot water.
Same day.
Not this day. My budget.
How about with easy payments?
How much easy?
Around $50 a month with approved credit.
A new water heater?
50 gallons of 100% hot water delight.
For about $50 a month.
51, 52 to be precise.
And you can do it
today, if that's what you need.
Is it ever?
Apollo installs new ones with code upgrades.
Can't beat that.
Actually, I can.
What?
Your same-day water heater replacement includes Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which means?
Apollo Plumbing covers your new water heater for life.
You mean should it ever wear out?
Apollo Plumbing replaces it free.
And if it needs service?
Service is included for our A-list members.
Wow!
Your new water heater is ready
right now
at ApolloPlumbing.com.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty? Then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Advanced Hair Restoration, the simple one-day hair loss solution that's guaranteed to regrow your own natural hair. AdvancedHair.com. AdvancedHair.com.
Amazon Business. Discover smart business buying, where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. The suspect in the shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner Saturday made his first court appearance today. CBS's Cammie McCormick with the latest.
Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche.
Today, the Department of Justice filed 3 federal charges in United States District Court against Cole Thomas Allen. The first count is attempted assassination of the President of the United States.
U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro says there will be additional charges as the investigation continues, and the suspect, she said, made his intentions clear.
That intent was to bring down as many of the high-ranking cabinet officials as he could.
Lawmakers from both sides of the aisle, meanwhile, are raising questions about the security planning for the event.
President Trump is again calling on ABC to fire host Jimmy Kimmel. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt accuses Democrats, celebrities, and even the media of fanning the flames of hate, and she says of Kimmel.
Just 2 days prior to the shooting, ABC's late-night host Jimmy Kimmel disgustingly called First Lady Melania Trump an expectant widow. Who in their right minds says a wife would be glowing over the potential murder of her beloved husband?
The National Trust for Historic Preservation says it will continue its lawsuit aimed at stopping construction of a new ballroom at the White House, a project which the president touted after Saturday's night shooting. CBS's Stacey Lynn has details.
The case is now before the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals. A lower court had halted construction, but that order is temporarily on hold, allowing work to continue until at least early June. The Justice Department had urged the trust to drop the case, but the group says it will not back down, arguing the project must follow federal law and requires approval from Congress. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
King Charles and Queen Camilla are in the U.S. for their first visit as monarchs. The trip, marking the U.S.'s 250th anniversary, comes at a dicey time for the U.S.-UK relationship due to the war with Iran. During his visit, the royal couple will dine at the White House, and the king will deliver a speech to Congress.
I cry my eyes for little Elizabeth Taylor. Tell me for
Pop star Taylor Swift has taken a new legal step to protect her professional identity, filing new trademark applications to protect her image closely associated with her recent concert appearances. It's all an attempt to stop AI-generated content, making unauthorized use of Swift's voice and image. Stocks have closed mixed on Wall Street. The Dow closed down 63 points. NASDAQ closed up 50. This is CBS News.
Every Sunday, moderator Margaret Brennan goes face-to-face with top leaders to make you better informed. Face the Nation, Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
An update on an early morning shooting in Kent straight ahead. But first, a quick check on your KIRO News Radio traffic. Brought to you by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. North 5 through Seattle, nothing new. It is heavy from the West Seattle Bridge just past I-90. And then again approaching 520 to the Ship Canal Bridge. Plan on 15 minutes to get through all this. South 5 still looking great. You're wide open. South Center, we cleared our earlier wreck North 405 at the West Valley Highway. No more backups there. And if you're heading through Tacoma, westbound 16, mid-span on the Narrows Bridge. 2 right lanes are closed there for our road work. Just a brief backup starting near Jackson Avenue. Get 20% off energy-efficient windows and doors, plus $1,000 off complete home installs through April 30th. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. Kent police are still on the scene of an early morning home invasion that left an intruder with gunshot wounds. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has details.
Kent police say the homeowner called 911 just after 3 a.m. A loud noise and intruders inside the home near Cambridge Drive and Hampton Way. Kent PD Assistant Chief Jared Kasner.
When our officers arrived, they did in fact find an individual that had been shot after breaking into the residence.
The injured suspect was hit multiple times and taken to Harborview Medical Center. Police don't believe he was there alone, but any other suspects fled before police arrived, and the investigation is ongoing. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Police continue to investigate after the attempted kidnapping of an 8-year-old girl in West Seattle. One man has been arrested. KIRO 7's Lindsay Sheldon has the story.
Seattle police say this happened around 2 p.m. on Saturday. Someone called to report a man trying to take the young girl while she was playing in a front yard with her friends. The suspect is accused of grabbing her arm and trying to pull her behind the neighbor's home while holding a knife in his other hand. The girl screamed. The suspect ran away. Police identified them using surveillance video and arrested a man yesterday afternoon.
A former Seahawk traded the football field for the baseball diamond yesterday.
Now coming to bat, a 10-time Pro Bowler and Super Bowl champion. Please welcome Russell Wilson.
The former Seahawks quarterback made his debut with the Savannah Bananas at Yankee Stadium. Wilson played for Bananas owner Jesse Cole's summer college team in 2009, the Gastonia Grizzlies. He bounced out to first base, but the play had all the banana ball flair you'd expect, a broken bat trick play and a near collision at first. Wilson spent 10 seasons in Seattle and won a Super Bowl before stints with Denver and Pittsburgh. He was also drafted by the Colorado Rockies back in 2010. And now look at your KIRO News Radio weather. These clouds will be with us all day. We're hoping for a pop or two of sunshine, 62 for our high. Cloudy and 60 tomorrow, and then back in the warm sunshine and 67 Wednesday. Breezy, cloudy, and 57 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. Lots of stuff to get to. If you're not watching live on the YouTube page, makes me sound old. Is it a YouTube page? It's not what it's called. You don't call
Channel.
it a YouTube page.
It's a channel. It's a channel.
It's like a TV, but it's a channel on your internet, on your computer screen. Go to youtube.com, search KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM. You can check us out there. We do a live show. It's 3 hours, just like any other show you might watch. You can see our faces. You can prove that we're not AI bots just chatting at you.
I think just listening for 5 minutes, you know, there's no real intelligence, artificial or otherwise, being used.
Prove.
Well, my behalf.
Hey, we say some things, even if by accident. So we got a lot of stuff. So you can watch us there. That's a lot of fun. You can also listen to the podcast, which you should be doing. You can also check us out on many of our different social media stuff. We're posting fun behind-the-scenes videos like we did this morning, right before we got on the air when our fire alarm went off. It was not a test. The building was evacuated, and with like 5 minutes to go before we got on the air, we're just standing in the parking lot like, are we going to get back on the air?
We get the all clear moments before we need to come on.
And thank goodness Seattle Fire came in and
great people, great work. Checked
the building out real fast and got us back on the air.
I was bummed they didn't have any calendars for sale inside the truck. I thought they should do that, you know?
That
just
would be
fundraising mechanism,
just good
right?
money making.
Yeah,
everything's underfunded these days.
Sure, they're all
walk around.
You know, wonderful professional specimens of humanity.
What a job! Everywhere you go, people just see you and go like, "There's a fireman."
Yep. Get a nod and a thank you.
Or lady,
yep.
fireman or lady.
Fire.
There's a fire person.
Yep.
Mostly, I think people think of firemen. They think of like big burly guys.
You know, the ladies have the same physical requirements. You have to be able to carry somebody down a ladder, whatever it is, maybe haul. You know, half a mile line up a ladder.
The traditional, like
but no,
when
you're
you
right.
think of a sexy fire
calendar.
Yeah. At least when I'm imagining a sexy fire calendar,
shirtless guys and suspenders and boots. You bet, man. That's why I asked. You know, I want to help. I want to help the cause.
Good for them. Anyway, they got us checked out. We're in the building, and we're back on the air, obviously, which is a good thing. We got a lot to get to. We have the White House Correspondents' Dinner. would-be assassin has now had charges against him. And can we just go back for just a second? Were you watching? You were probably not watching the White House Correspondents' Dinner when it happened.
No, but my phone alerted me within moments.
No,
right?
Was it an app that said, "Hey, you should be checking this out"? Or was
I got a news alert. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't. How'd you find out?
I have no alerts on my phone.
Good.
I don't allow any news to intrude if I don't want it to intrude. It's a funny thing being in the news business, but I don't want them telling me what I should be watching or thinking about. I don't want
that's smart. That's.
I don't want them to steal focus from the important things in my life.
Right.
If it rises to that level, one of my friends who does that will text me as they did on Saturday night.
So you someone who was watching the news alerted you.
Jason Rantz.
No kidding.
He has the Jason Rantz show over there at 770 Seattle Red. He texts me.
Does he have a phone tree? Were you the first person he texted? That's an honor.
I might be the first person he texted.
That is an honor.
Well, he texted me. He goes, "Are you seeing this?" And I was like, "What?" And I thought he was going to send me some stupid video
didn't
about
text me
something.
Till like 3:00 Sunday morning.
Did
By
he
the time
not?
it got down to me.
Well, tells you a little something,
right?
But he did. He texted me. And he goes, "You got to watch this. This is wild. This coverage of the White House Correspondents' Dinner." He goes, "Somebody tried to kill Trump again," and I was like, "No way." I mean, I didn't think he was lying to me because unfortunately, that now seems to happen every once in a while. Which is
that's
awful.
not something you make jokes about, huh, Jimmy Kimmel?
We'll talk about that in just a second.
I don't want to get too far ahead of the
We'll talk about that
here,
in just a second. But can we play some of this audio? I'm sitting there watching, and that's the amazing thing now that we have access to all of these phones. My wife and I, we get the kids to bed. We turn on the TV. We finally have a chance to sit down for a second and actually pay attention to things. And we're watching it, not live. This is just now reportings, and all the post coverage and stuff. And you can see that all these journalists and all these people, they're in the room. There's like 2,300 of them or something, 3,000 people in the room. They're all forced to get down, which would have been the scariest thing ever.
Right.
Because you don't know if the guy rushing in, we were talking about this earlier, he could have had a bomb. It could have been.
Sure.
You didn't know the situation.
We know now that some of the multiple rings of security, the checkpoints worked. But you don't know that when you hear shots fired in a room.
Yes.
And everybody else get down.
If
you
you're
have
close
no
enough
idea.
to hear shots fired,
right.
Something
we have the benefit of hindsight.
Yeah, happened that you don't want to happen.
Horrible experience no one should ever have to go through.
And so we're sitting there watching, and you can see on the video coverage, everybody takes their phone out as they would. I mean, I took my phone out just filming a fire
truck,
pulling
right?
up. I was like, "Oh, fire trucks are cool," so I pulled that out. Would I do the same thing if I'm worried about bullets flying over? I don't know. And I told my wife goes, "Can you believe these people are filming? Because they're all hiding beneath the table and their phones." And I was like, "Well, they are journalists. That is kind of their job. Their instinct is to want to get things on tape for posterity."
If it was a balloon animal convention, probably not a lot of videoing going on.
Also, I'd question why they're under the table at that point. But they're under the table and they're filming. And my wife goes, "Oh my gosh, that's crazy." And I said, "Yeah, but wouldn't you think of doing the same thing?" She says, "It would never cross my mind. It would never cross her mind." She's like, "I would just stay under the table until I got the all clear." And I was like, "I think it might cross my mind. I think I might think to myself, I should probably film this just in case one of the other 3,000 people is not filming it."
Maybe you have the angle that finds the one key piece of evidence or some pertinent information that matters.
But that's the wild thing is we now have, I'm going to play some audio from this. This is some of the sound that we have inside as it's all happening.
Yeah, 2,300 reporters on scene.
We have 3,000 videos of
Yes.
this at least.
They're yelling clear.
Yep. Did you see? This is a little bit of an aside. And most people were beneath the table, but there's one guy. I didn't see that he was identified by anybody specifically, but he was kind of an older gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
He's sitting at his table.
I know the guy.
Do you know who it is?
No, I don't know who he is, but I know you're talking about the eater.
I'm talking about the mashed potato eater.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's sitting there. Everyone else is beneath their table, and he is cool as a cucumber. And he's just sitting there, and he's just taking bites of his garlic. I assume it's garlic mash.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm imagining mashed potatoes,
Yeah,
it's got garlic
and
in it.
hopefully not instant at those prices.
Yes,
right?
absolutely. Although I hope they're not paying.
No, you buy tables.
Well, I know you buy the table.
Yeah,
okay,
you buy
right.
tables.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no wait staff coming around handing you a bill.
No. You buy, that's an expensive chair to be sitting in.
So he's sitting there at those prices, absolutely right, and he's just as they're clearing the room, he is 15 feet away from the dais, so he's important.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
He's 15 feet away from the dais. The president in the background is being pushed off the stage.
Right.
There are multiple guys out there with giant guns.
Tactical
Full
tactical
guys.
Secret Service.
They're clearing the room.
Yeah, clear.
And he's sitting there and he's taking measured bites of his mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, like, what would you like? What? Let's put you in the room for a second, Spike. Just imagine that you're in that room.
Mm-hmm.
What would your response be?
So you think you would pick up your phone and start recording the moment for journalistic reasons?
I think.
I'm probably not. They're probably not going to bring dessert. Dinner's over. Right? Now it's going to be 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and I still haven't eaten.
Before you're going to eat again.
I'm going to get a little wobbly. I can't think clear.
That's true.
You know, I'm probably going to, that guy was my spirit animal. I'm probably going to finish my meal.
You're probably going to eat.
Yeah. And you think to yourself, you know what? If it's my time, it's my time.
He didn't look like a young man.
No, I've had a wonderful life.
He lived
I was able to
life.
afford a whole table for my coworkers here at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. He's probably the guy getting the check for that table. We're probably talking 20, 30 grand.
Yeah.
I'm going to finish my
easy.
these are good potatoes.
I bet.
As an honored tribute to the chef.
Yes.
It's like the band playing on the Titanic. I'm going to finish these taters.
We're just going to finish it.
Finish these taters.
There's something you respect about that, right?
Right?
When I saw that, I was just like,
he's a brave man.
This is a man right here.
Right.
Not that somebody cowering is not a man.
No.
Because I would have cowered.
Sure, I've probably the same.
I don't even want to describe it as cowering. I would have done what I was told by Secret Service to get down and protect myself because I got stuff that I got to make sure that I'm also responsible for. So I don't want to catch a stray bullet.
He was probably flying in the face of direct guidance by security.
Clearly, he's the only one with his head above the table.
Everybody else, get down. They're probably telling people, get down.
Every single person in that room.
They want to have a clear field of vision.
Yeah. And
should somebody make their way?
And he's sprinkling salt.
Right. Maybe you don't see the shooter because Potato Head won't stop eating.
I don't know. Yeah, you're right.
You know?
You might be right about that.
What a night.
But just a crazy night. A little bit more from this, raw sound in the room that night.
You're going to get up and we're going to move to the door. Okay. All right.
Katie, do you have all your stuff?
I'm fine. Go.
You hear people talking about moving to the door.
Yeah, trays are dropping, plates are dropping.
It was interesting, too, because we started flipping through the different news channels after, when we finally turned the TV on, and everybody's in formal wear.
Yes.
So you're seeing all these people dressed very not like a journalist.
No, it's to the nines. They're dressed
to the
in
nines.
Ball gowns and tuxedos.
Yes, tuxedos, ball gowns, a lot of jewelry, which you're not used to seeing on your journalists.
Every major player in media is in that room.
Yeah.
Every major player. Heads of every network, every subscription service.
Yeah.
Every cabinet member, basically, or members of the administration were there.
Everybody
was there.
Here's a question for you. So would you say that overall, from mainstream media, I'm not talking about like Fox News does very complimentary coverage of the Trump administration, just as CNN tends to do more complimentary coverage of, Biden's campaign, whatever. I know that different news networks have their angles. In general, though, I would say that the media generally covers Trump under a pretty skeptical light, a pretty harsh light, would you say?
Yeah, I think it's earned in a lot of instances.
Well, listen,
but no, you're right. The harsh light of the spotlight of criticism falls heavy on this president.
I would say they're more critical of Trump's presidency than they have been of previous presidents who have different.
That seems fair.
Yeah. But
the only thing fair about their coverage is that they're fair to say they hate him.
I would appreciate that same level of cynical coverage from on to every president. I think it would actually serve us as the voters better if they were looking at everybody just as skeptically as they look at Trump.
That is the mission.
It's the mission.
It really is.
But I did wonder this. You now have this shared experience. Mm-hmm. When Trump was nearly killed in Butler, Pennsylvania, the journalists were covering it, but he was well up above them. He was in front of the crowd. It's not like they were right next to him where they could have. This event, there was no public in this event. These were journalists.
Right.
This is a private party to celebrate the journalism.
And while there was security in Butler, Pennsylvania, clearly it was flawed because someone was able to get a line of sight
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
with
All
a weapon, right?
All of that. Yes. Yes.
But
all
you're
of
right though. This is a highly
this
scrutinized group of people.
But here's my question though: do you think that this will Did they wake up today and think to themselves, "Hey, maybe I see politics and the people in politics a little differently now than I did yesterday, because now they've had this shared experience and they've maybe bonded a little bit and connected in a way that I actually think is kind of healthy." I don't wish that the event had happened.
No,
That's not what I'm
of
saying.
course
What I'm
not.
saying is they now have this shared experience where maybe before some coverage of Trump as, pick an insult that they might, lob against him.
He's a wannabe fascist or authoritarian,
Whatever it might
is
be.
being
Which
quoted today.
You could do a search for whatever media outlet and those words, and you'd find coverage of all of them, leveling such accusations. And I would wonder, though, if today, after having, they easily could have been caught in the crossfire, because that guy says in his manifesto, he says, "I'm not targeting anybody in the room who's not part of his administration." However, he does say in the manifesto, he says, "But I won't stop going through anybody if it stops me from getting to my goal." So he said he's trying not to hit the staff. He's trying not to hit the journalists. He's trying not to hit the law enforcement officers. But he said, the manifesto says he's fine doing that if it means that he's going to get to his target. So they could have been targets. They could have died. Even if it was just catching a stray bullet.
I hear what you're saying. So your question is the media going to tone it down?
I'm wondering.
Wondering if they're going to tone it down?
I'm wondering. And as evidence, I want to play you this clip from ABC's John Carl, who was he talking to Stephanopoulos on this one? I didn't see who he was talking to. I just heard the audio clip. But he's talking to, it's ABC, who's probably talking to Stephanopoulos. Doesn't matter. Jonathan Carl.
It was Stephanopoulos.
He's a reporter for ABC News. He's like their White House correspondent. He was talking about getting a call after the event from the president, checking in on him, saying if it was okay, which is kind of amazing. Listen to this.
John, your phone rang early this morning?
Yeah, my phone rang shortly after 7 a.m. My landline, George, actually a number that few people call, and it was President Trump calling. He said at first he was calling to see if I was okay with what happened last night. Are you okay? And then he reiterated many of the things he said in his press conference last night, emphasizing the unity that he felt in that moment, that he felt at the dinner before the shooting and certainly after with the people who reached out to him. And he said absolutely, and he was quite firm about this, that dinner must be rescheduled. It must be rescheduled. He knows that I was a former president of the White House Correspondents Association and had worked with him on a dinner that never actually happened back during COVID. And he was saying, we've got to get this dinner back on. It has to happen.
What do you think about that? Do you think there'll be maybe a little more sense of, even though you might disagree with somebody's politics or whatever, you can still see them as more of a person now instead of a monster?
I hope that's the case. There's an opportunity to have that develop.
Yeah.
And grow from this moment.
From this horrible moment?
Because he could have not bothered to bring up to public that the president called him directly.
Yeah.
To speak to, are you okay? I hope we can come together in a moment after this. It's a pretty amazing thing to hear that the president does that, and it's pretty amazing to hear that Jonathan Carl, who hasn't been the kindest to this president.
Yeah, they've bumped heads.
Yeah,
a lot.
Absolutely. So yeah, I think that right there, maybe he's the first one on the dance floor, if you will, if you'll allow the analogy.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Somebody else who might be jumping on the dance floor, Brian Stelter, CNN.
A couple minutes before this happened, I was with House Speaker Mike Johnson. I shook Johnson's hand. I was talking to him. And then I was walking across the ballroom, Victor, kind of taking the long way toward the CNN tables because I wanted to see some of my friends and some of my sources. And so I ended up on the ground next to a executive from Comcast, some people from NBC. And in that moment, there was a lot of unity. And I'm thankful that President Trump talked about that unity last night and did not try to heighten the tensions or escalate the situation. He could have very easily gone out there and bashed the press last night and blamed the media for attracting this suspect to the ballroom. But instead, he basically said, we're all in this together. And that's certainly true. And that's how it feels this morning as well.
It'll be interesting to see how this plays out over time. I mean, I know that generally in the wake of these things, everybody kind of goes to their corners,
circle the wagons,
and they play nice.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be nice if, this is the third one on Trump, the third attempt on Trump. Wouldn't it be nice if everybody really took it seriously now and said, hey, you know what? As much as as much as you want to paint politics as a religion, which it is for some people, which I think is a huge mistake, just check yourself for a second and just back up and realize that maybe what you're being like so fervently buying into on both sides could be just a campaign ploy by either side who's trying to make somebody that they don't want to see in office look bad.
Part of this speaks to the fact that we are in a for-profit news world. I mean, we really are. Whether it's whatever channel you tend to watch, they want to feed stories that keep you coming back.
Oh yeah,
because they've got advertisers to sell to, and we're all in the same business of.
I understand that
public media, but
I don't want a government-run news. I think that's worse than for-profit news, to be honest.
There's those aren't the only two alternatives. There was a time when the news channels were not for-profit, and the fairness doctrine took hold, and people had to give truth. And nowadays, we live in silos on both sides of the ideology. People's preconceptions are reinforced.
I agree that they're guilty of clickbait. I totally buy that.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with the profit motive. I understand that these companies are. I get why they do it.
I get it.
But we, as the consumer of those things, also are not obligated to pay attention to that stuff. We can't also just check out.
You're right. Got to be a market. Got to be a market for it. You're right.
We could just stop clicking on those things. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Should we talk about that Kimmel stuff next? Should we get into that? I know we've been doing a lot of White House stuff, but
we can. We're going to talk ballroom. We can talk both.
Let's do both. Let's do both. Let's do Kimmel and ballroom.
Sure.
Coming up next. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Hey, Jake Skorheim here. With summer right around the corner, Valentine Roofing's schedule is filling up fast. So I'm going to give you 3 reasons that you should pick up the phone today and call Valentine Roofing. Number 1, there's still time to beat the summer rush. You can get your roof started in as little as 3 weeks. 2, when the nice weather hits, you'll be enjoying your backyard instead of worrying about your roof. And 3, with the increased cost of crude oil, material prices going up, shipping prices going up, you can lock in your price now before the market absorbs all those price increases. So call 206 Roofing today. I guarantee there'll be no surprises, just a clear estimate that you can trust. And when you choose Valentine Roofing, here's what you can expect. Seamless communication, meticulous cleanup, extra mile service. That's the Valentine experience. And it's the reason that they were awarded the 2025 Gold for Best Roofing Company by the Seattle Times Best in the Pacific Northwest Awards. So call 206 Roofing today. That's 206 Roofing. And remember, when you see that red van, you know your home is in good hands.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You need a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. Switch today. Get started with a great offer as low as $60 a month. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Offer ends 6/1/26. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. 1-year agreement, eco-bill, and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it, they put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
This month, Day and Night gives you a free furnace with the installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
DayandNight.net.
Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision.
If you're over 50 and you've been diagnosed with a cataract, or your vision is changing as you're developing an early cataract, you could be a perfect candidate for K2 Vision RLE.
It's inevitable. At some point, typically in your 60s or 70s, you'll have a dysfunctional lens that eventually becomes a cataract. To restore your vision, you will someday need a procedure such as refractive lens exchange.
The question is, are you done with glasses? Do you want to spend your good, active years hassling with changing prescriptions and needing readers?
K2 Vision RLE can give you great vision now, permanently, and you'll never develop that cataract. The procedure is quick and painless, and our state-of-the-art custom lens technologies give highly predictable outcomes.
K2 Vision doctors have performed over 150,000 procedures. They know when it's your right time for RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consult today at k2visionrle.com. K2 Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Clutter happens. Let Closets by Design save the day. For a limited time, get 40% off plus 15% more and 18 months 0% financing on approved credit if paid in full. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. The Justice Department has now charged the shooting suspect from California who tried to storm the White House Correspondents' Dinner, acting U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche.
Today, the Department of Justice filed 3 federal charges in United States District Court against Cole Thomas Allen.
Those charges include the attempted assassination of President Trump. More from CBS's Cammie McCormick.
U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro says there will be additional charges as the investigation continues, and the suspect, she said, made his intentions clear.
That intent was to bring down as many of the high-ranking cabinet officials as he could.
Lawmakers from both sides of the aisle, meanwhile, are raising questions about the security planning for the event.
That suspect is accused of arriving to the event with a shotgun, handgun, and knives. He could face life in prison if convicted. KIRO Radio's Luke Ducey has reaction from politicians across our states.
Gunshots from inside the Washington Hilton Hotel Saturday night. Governor Bob Ferguson weighed in on social afterwards, saying he's thankful for the quick actions of law enforcement and violence has no place in our democracy. Senator Maria Cantwell tweeted that she's thankful for law enforcement and first responders and that everyone is safe. Congresswoman Maria Gluesenkamp-Perez said on X, "Please stop trying to kill our president." Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Well, national Republicans are now gearing up for a heated midterm battle in Washington's 3rd congressional districts. They've added State Senator John Braun to the party's so-called MAGA majority program as they look to expand their majority in the House. President Trump has already endorsed Braun in his bid to unseat Representative Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez. The Democrats has won her last 2 elections in Southwest Washington in a district that favors Republicans. Now to the closing bell reports. A group of U.S. budget airlines is asking the federal government for $2.5 billion in relief because they're facing climbing jet fuel prices. CBS's Chanel Call has more.
This group of budget air carriers that have made this ask include Allegiant, Avelo, Frontier, and Spirit. This isn't a bailout. This money, if it happened, would only be eligible to help them cover those rising fuel costs, the fuel surcharges that they've seen happen.
At the close today on Wall Street, mixed results. The Dow down 63 points. S&P 500 and NASDAQ closed at record highs. S&P gaining 8 points, NASDAQ ahead by 50. Now to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Nate Connors.
Hey, thanks, Aaron. It's a Monday-like commute so far. Just a couple slowdowns appearing on the map. The biggest right here in Seattle, North 5. We're picking up volume with every report, and now we've got scattered backups starting before the West Seattle Bridge to the Ship Canal Bridge with some clearing there in the middle. So we're up to 20 minutes from bridge to bridge. South 5 remains all clear. Over in Kirkland, South 405 near Northeast 60th, we've got a new collision taking up your left lane. A reminder in Tacoma, westbound 16, mid-span on the Narrows. We've got 2 right lanes closed for road work. Right now, there really isn't much of a backup. And in Nisqually, I'm seeing a brief mile or so thick backup approaching the Nisqually River Bridge on North 5. You're in the clear, though, by the time you reach the bridge. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
And to your forecast now, we'll stay mostly cloudy this afternoon. Maybe a couple of sun breaks here and there with highs today in the low 60s. Right now, 56 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. All right, a couple things we're going to get into in this segment. We're going to talk about the ballroom. We were talking about that earlier in the show. We kind of segued away from the White House Correspondents' Dinner, which was being held at the Hilton, Washington, D.C. Hilton, which you pointed out was also the same location where Reagan was an attempt on his life.
Reagan, yeah. It's a very commonly used venue in D.C. As we mentioned, for size. And
I was going to say for assassination attempts?
No, for its capacity and its amenities.
Yes. Because it's huge. I mean, it's like to have one of these big events. I mean, I think there was something like 3,000 people.
I think 2,300 guests.
Sure.
You know, and you
then
talk
a bunch
about staff
of staff and all the
not to mention
everybody,
law enforcement, Secret Service, and security. Absolutely,
law enforcement. So one of the big things that Trump was pushing for, and one of the early things that he got in hot water for, was knocking down part of the White House. Was it the East Wing?
East Wing.
Knocking down part of the East Wing so that he could build this ballroom,
right?
Which is a point of contention for a lot of people. They don't like the idea that he's doing this because you need congressional approval to make major changes, which he does not have. Yeah. And people seem very upset about it. Although, on the flip side, there have been presidents who have made changes to the White House in the past, probably not to the extent that he's making.
That's the rub, yeah.
So there's the rub. But how do we like the ballroom? Have you seen the pictures of the ballroom?
No, it's abysmal.
What?
It's abysmal.
Really? Have you seen it?
Yes. It's gaudy. It's oversized.
Laura, can you pull up pictures of this ballroom?
It's an insult.
Oversized.
It's an
gorgeous.
Insult. It's an insult. Let me tell you why.
I want to get pictures up first, we can, as you describe what an insult, and it's an enticement for the audience.
Sure.
If you're not watching this show live, you're missing out on just such a thing as we are doing right now. Spike is going to explain to you why this beautiful, tasteful,
okay, sure,
very golden ballroom.
I apologize.
To be fair, very golden.
You bet.
It's a very golden ballroom.
Yes, it is.
I actually think it's really beautiful. I did see pictures. I saw a mock-up of the construction plans, and the White House put out a big, beautiful press briefing.
Beautiful ballroom. Yeah.
Big, beautiful ballroom.
Yeah.
Spike thinks it's an abysmal, tasteless affront.
It's a complete disregard for everything the White House is supposed to be.
Okay. This will be interesting. I did not plan on us getting into this like this, but this is interesting.
I've been chewing on this one for months.
Right. You think it's abysmal and it's horrible.
Well, let's start with the fact.
Do we have pictures of this yet, Laura? She's working on it.
You gotta give me like 30 seconds.
Oh, that's okay. Well, you go to
KIRO 97.3 FM on YouTube,
and we can.
You can also download the KIRO app.
I'm not talking about the size of the windows. Well, maybe I am a little bit about the size of the windows.
Tell me why this is so horrible.
Because the intent of the White House was not to be
Look at that.
The intent of the White House, it's the people's house.
Okay.
It belongs to the citizens of the United States. The President of the United States resides there during his time in office.
Yes, obviously he's a steward. We understand that.
Yeah.
Look at that. You tell me you wouldn't want to go to a party in that house? I would love to go to a party in that room.
Yeah.
And I'd feel safe doing it, which I think is the point.
The White House was not meant to be a tribute to rule or grandeur or status. It's not.
Then why didn't they put the president in a studio apartment?
There's a difference between the two, between a studio apartment and that.
Have you seen the White House?
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
It is, and it's not the biggest building in town.
It's a big house for one person.
It staffs an entire staff.
I understand.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a reason that it looks beautiful, though. They designed it to project.
There's
the
a reason
entire
it's not-
Washington
there's
D.C.
also-
is
yeah.
built to project beauty and power.
But not the White House. The Supreme Court building is bigger. The Smithsonian is bigger.
I understand. It's not a residence.
Exactly. The residence is
No,
a
the Supreme
residence.
Court is not a residence.
Exactly.
The White House is a house.
Yes. And it shouldn't be the biggest thing on the block.
Then why is it 50,000 something square feet if it's just a house?
So why is a ballroom 9-10 times that?
It's not 10 times that. I think
What's
it's
it, 900,000?
It's 1 million square feet.
That's 20.
Or look
Okay,
up the
it's
size
20
of it.
times. If
Look
the
up
White
the
House
size
is
of it.
50, it's 20 times
I
that.
doubt it's 1 million square feet. But even if it is, it's gorgeous.
It's not a palace. It's not supposed to be a palace.
90,000.
It's 90,000 square
Okay.
feet.
Yeah.
10 times less than you said.
Well, you said it, not me.
No,
you said 900,000.
No, I said the White House is 50,000,
Yeah.
and then you said the White House is 900,000 square feet.
You said 900. Pardon me, I got the number wrong.
And then
It
I said
shouldn't
it's
be
not 1 million square feet.
It shouldn't be twice the size of the White House. It shouldn't be a palace. It's not intended to be grandeur. It's not intended to it's not intended to be gaudy
What's it
and be
supposed to be?
dripping in gold.
Sure, what's it supposed to be?
It's supposed to be subtle. Well, no. It's supposed to be modest by nature because the president is an employee of the people and a servant of the people. He's not a ruler of the people. That's why it's not a palace. That's why the White House doesn't compete with Versailles.
It's not Versailles. I
And it was
understand
never
that.
intended to be. And yet here we have, the monolithic, gaudy, and bad taste that is the twice the size that it needs to be.
I understand.
Grand ballroom with a big T on top.
I understand your opinion. And Laura, can you look up and see how many people it's supposed to sit if you're sitting in the bar?
650.
650 people.
Mhm.
Okay.
Current capacity before this was built was 200.
Okay. So they obviously need the space.
I've never said they didn't.
Here's the thing. I disagree that the White House is not supposed to be a big, beautiful thing that people aspire to. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it is gorgeous.
I don't see the White. When I see the White
full
House,
of
when I see the
history.
giant columns and I see the massive porte cochere or whatever that thing's called, portico,
yeah.
people driving up, and I see heads of state visiting.
Yeah.
I don't see them pulling up into the garage of an ugly building. I see them pulling up to a beautiful manicured space behind bars that nobody else can get into.
It's supposed to impress but not intimidate.
Of course it's supposed to intimidate. All of Washington, D.C. is designed to intimidate.
I don't know about that's a point of view I don't share, but I respect that you can hold that point of view. Here, getting back to ballroom, before we run out of time on the ballroom, okay? There are reasons that the National Historical Preservation Society or the different park services have input as to what DC's modifications should be and what they should eventually look like.
Sure.
Because every elected official is just that, a steward of that building,
Correct.
not the owner of that building.
Gotcha.
So for President Trump to come in and dismiss all the required protocols and systems for making changes and updates in addition to the White House.
I hear you.
So when I said people are against the ballroom, they're not against having a space that's secure and beautiful and even impressive. Right, there are reasons that that future administrations may not want what President Trump's vision is. That's why there's a board put in place, a review put in place, processes put in place that he ignores.
The U.S. Commission of Fine Arts, which are Trump appointees, signed off on it.
Yeah.
But they're not slouches. Have you looked at the board members?
Yeah, and he dismissed everybody with institutional knowledge, with protocol and training in architecture and historical preservation.
That's not true at all.
Yeah, he dismissed the entire board and replaced them.
It's not true that they're replaced with people who don't know what they're talking about.
He dismissed the entire board and replaced them.
As many people do. One of the guys has been on there for years. So that's what you just said is patently untrue.
These guys aren't in his hip pocket.
Rodney
approving
Mims
whatever he
Cook
wants?
Jr. is the chairman. He is the president of the National Monuments Foundation.
Okay.
He is also responsible for the reconstruction. He choreographed the collaboration and the reconstruction of the Hans House Studios and the French government to restore a little building called the Cathedral of Notre Dame.
Nice.
In Paris. They're not slouches is my point. And the idea that they're just complete puppets who have not created something. I mean,
that building is way bigger than it needs to be. It's gaudy.
It can't possibly be bigger than it needs to be because there's 3,000 people last night at an event. This holds, 650, Laura said? And that's not nearly enough. So clearly size isn't the only issue. It seems like a nice enough building to me.
Okay, then why didn't he go through the process?
And I feel like the guy who helped rebuild Notre Dame.
Why didn't he go through those processes?
That's a fair criticism.
Yeah.
But to say it's an ugly building and that the White House is not meant to be beautiful, to me feels like
I didn't say it wasn't meant to be beautiful. I said it wasn't supposed to be gaudy.
Supposed to be a subtle little
understatement.
Caretaker's cottage.
Strong people don't have to tell people they're strong.
We got a lot more
smart
coming up.
Smart people don't have to tell people they're smart.
Well, that's why you'll never hear it from me.
We never got into the money.
We never got into the what?
The money of the ballroom.
That's just it. Somebody else pays for it. I like that.
Yeah.
Should we come back to the Kimmel stuff?
Sure. Let's do
come
that.
back to the Kimmel stuff. We'll be right back.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
John Curley here. You know a smart thing to do right now? Upgrade your cooling now with Home Comfort Alliance. Choose a Lennox cooling system and get a heating system free. Their 60-second online price estimator makes it so easy. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com today.
You can't control what's happening in the world. You can't control gas prices or what the market does tomorrow. But you can control whether your retirement is protected when the unexpected hits. That's what Rajiv Nagaich has dedicated his career to helping families do. Not just picking investments, but building one plan that brings your healthcare, housing, legal, and financial decisions together into a single strategy. A strategy designed to keep you out of a nursing home, protect your assets, and keep your family from becoming your unpaid caregivers. If the last weeks have made you uneasy about your future, you need help. Join Rajiv at a free 90-minute seminar this May. You'll see where most plans fall short and how yours doesn't have to.
Register for a free LifePoint Law Retirement Planning Seminar in Puyallup on May 5th, Federal Way on May 6th, Bellevue on May 7th, or Linwood on May 12th. Seminars begin at 6:30 p.m. Space is limited, so sign up at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
So, what are you reading?
I'm checking out the ratings on the new TVs, and it looks like Samsung, LG, and Sony got the best scores.
Just like last year. What about those new high dynamic range TVs?
They got the highest scores of all, but their prices are really high.
Did you check online?
Yeah, their prices were about the same.
Well, there's one place where we can get a hot deal on those top-rated models.
Where?
At Video Only. Check out the ratings on TV stores.
I see. Video Only scored better than the others.
So, if you want the best deal on the best TVs,
then we should take our TV ratings and head over to top-rated Video Only.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Walter is a soccer player, a soccer coach, and a soccer dad. So when he injured his Achilles, it affected everything.
Every time I ran or tried to play soccer, it would just get worse.
And he wasn't the only one dealing with it.
I was a soccer parent, and within a few weeks, 2 other fathers tore their Achilles or damaged their Achilles. They went to the surgery. I went to Dr. Mark Wagner, and I was back up and running, and they were jealous because it took them months to recover. One of them never fully recovered.
That's right. Walter chose to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy, the most experienced in the Northwest with over 20,000 stem cell procedures.
The recovery period is so short, and the feeling that you have of being completely back to normal is overwhelming.
So, whether it's a hip, like I had, a shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee, before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger.
Get your entire home installed for just $99 at Carpet Liquidators. From carpet to flooring, we've got you covered.
Wide Bay Retail, Carpet Liquidated.
Spring is a season homeowners start improving their homes. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. If your home needs roofing, siding, new windows, gutters, or decking, our team can take care of it all. For a limited time, save up to $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows project. Planning multiple upgrades? Combine your projects and save even more. Or with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. You can start your project now and pay later. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Welcome back to the show. Did you see this thing with Jimmy Kimmel? I think this was a couple of days ago. He was doing a monologue. This was not after the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
This is his own mock Correspondents' Dinner, because usually it's hosted by a comedian. This year not. So Kimmel was going to...
it not? Was there no comedian?
No. It was Oz Perlman, the mentalist, was the... There was a host, but it wasn't a traditional roast, as it often
there was a comedian on the dais. I could have been wrong about that.
There was one last year. There was a host, was a comedian.
Gotcha. Okay.
But that's why Kimmel decided on his show to have this White House Correspondents' Dinner, his alternate White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Yeah. So he did. So he got up there and he said, "Hey, if I were up there, here's the jokes that I would be making."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he had a backdrop of the White House and a podium and yada yada, and tuxedo.
And he does host a lot of shows. He does the Oscars.
Does hosted quite a few events. Yeah.
He does. Does he do the Golden Globes? What's he known for? I feel like he is known for one of those shows.
At the Oscars. He's
the Oscars?
Multiple times.
All right. So he's drawn a lot of criticism.
Emmys too, by the way. Emmys, yeah.
Oh, Emmys. There it is. Emmys. He's drawn a lot of criticism, though, because one of the jokes that he made, and again, this is credit to him. I don't think he would make this. I don't know this is the case, but I would be very surprised if he would make this joke immediately after what happened. But this is why the joke also caught fire and why it's now a viral video going around the internet, is because he made this joke just a couple days before this White House Correspondents' Dinner, where somebody did try to get in with the intention of killing the president. But here's the joke, and then we can discuss Melania Trump's response. Oh, here's my audio. My bad there.
Our First Lady Melania is here. Look at Melania. So beautiful. Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow.
And the audience laughed. Yeah. Melania Trump posted about that, and she said, Kimmel's hateful and violent rhetoric is intended to divide our country. His monologue about my family isn't comedy. His words are corrosive and deepens the political sickness within America. How many times will ABC's leadership enable Kimmel's atrocious behavior at the expense of our community? And then she called on the network to take a stand. What do you think about that? Do you think that joke was out of line? Do you think it was? I mean, I feel like it was. I would not have made that joke. But do you think that he's within the bounds of
It's in poor taste. Is poor taste allowed in comedy? Absolutely. Would I made the joke? Probably not. Did he write the joke? Probably not.
Well,
Probably but here,
it's tough to have that as an out, though, because he's saying it.
No, I understand. He didn't write the joke, but my point being, his staff did write the joke.
Yeah.
Network officials did approve the joke.
I would assume.
That joke was, given the fact that he's been pulled off the air for stuff he said before,
yeah.
I guarantee you
yeah,
that
you're
joke
right.
had to go through.
I'd forgotten, in the wake of the Charlie Kirk stuff.
Yeah.
He had that whole thing for a couple days.
Had to vet that script before they put it out, which brings you to the question, was it an incitement to violence? As it's being described by the First Lady and now the President, who's also issued a statement. That's their argument they're making. Is it an incitement to violence? And you have to then read into what he's trying to say. Is he talking about her being a widow because he just passed away by natural causes, or was he assassinated? I think it's making a leap to say he's calling for violence. I think it's a horribly tasteless joke.
I wouldn't say that he's calling for violence, but I would say I do feel like it is a joke about us. My instinct, and maybe it was because the assassination stuff was so fresh after this weekend, I felt like it was an assassination joke. Because there have been 2 prior attempts on Trump's life.
That's fair.
So I felt like it was an assassination joke.
And somebody at ABC should have had the same questions.
Well, even if that's just the response, is that like, well, is this considered an assassination joke? Probably that's enough of a red flag to go like, you know what? It's not so hilarious that we need to keep it in, because there is a question about whether or not it's appropriate.
Especially when you've got now a third person who feels demented enough to act on what they feel about this president.
Do you think that Kimmel's people, though, because this was this on the 23rd that this happened, that he said that? So that would have been on Friday. It was Friday or Thursday night.
Thursday night, okay.
Heading into Thursday or Friday. I don't know what day it was, but whatever. It's before the White House Correspondents' Dinners, heading into the weekend. Do you think that they see the news about an assassination attempt and go to think to themselves, oh my gosh, that joke, I wish we would not have put that joke in?
I would hope they would.
I would hope they would.
I would hope
too.
they'd have that afterthought and that hindsight.
Yeah.
But they should have had that thought prior.
They should have had it prior.
They really should have. And it's a writing staff that puts, and maybe Kimmel was in the writing room, maybe that's his joke. I don't know. But somebody had to vet it. Somebody had to approve it before it got on air.
I wonder if ABC does approve these things. I wouldn't approve this one either. This is talking about Stephen Miller.
Oh, look at who we have here, Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller is so racist. The reason he went bald is because his hair was black. Stephen Miller puts the cyst in white supremacist. He's like if baby Hitler traveled in time to kill us.
That to me, that's all in the same thing. If I were ABC, I would have to think really long and hard about like what's the value of keeping somebody who makes those types of decisions on the air.
Well, to your point, are we going to come up to a better, warmer, kinder, gentler place after all these? We can only hope.
I hope so. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Hey, John, why don't you tell everybody why you started going to Longevity Medical Clinic?
No, I don't want to do that. I can tell you, I started going to Longevity Medical Clinic before I started doing these commercials, but why I went is not important.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Okay. I'll tell you. I was a Sammamish City Council member, and whenever they had asked me to do the Pledge of Allegiance, I couldn't make it through the whole thing without crying. I know, it's so dumb. I mean, I know I'm patriotic, but what the heck? So I go into Longevity Medical Clinic, and I explained this to them that there's something wrong with my hormones or something, and they see the testosterone and the estrogen are all out of balance. We balance all that stuff, and I can do the Pledge of Allegiance without crying. But I've also noticed that I deal with stress a lot better, don't I?
Yes, you're a lot easier to live with because you're getting more sleep, you have more energy, you're better organized, and I'm not helping you look for your car keys every morning.
Right, because now I've taken the steps to take care of my mind and body. I strongly recommend anybody get the free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Progressive knows you think the grass is always greener, like maybe you ride a motorcycle. But today, it's raining. So you wish you had an RV, but if you did, you'd have to listen to some guy parked next to it at a campsite plays acoustic guitar. Now, before you start wishing you had a boat, remember, your brother-in-law would invite himself every weekend.
Permission to come aboard, Captain?
But one thing that is greener is the money you could save when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one.
As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you're a homeowner looking to replace your comfort system, there's only one call you need to make. That's to Home Comfort Alliance, especially right now. As a Carrier Factory authorized dealer, they meet the highest standards for training, installation, and customer satisfaction. John Curley here. Efficiency, reliability, and quiet performance matter. Right now, when you upgrade to a Carrier cooling system, you get a heating system free. And they make it so easy with a 60-second price estimator. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com now. That's HomeComfortAlliance.com.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour, and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour. Your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. The man who allegedly fired shots inside the hotel where the White House Correspondents' Dinner was taking place has been charged with attempted assassination. CBS's Cammie McCormick.
The suspect was charged with trying to assassinate the president, but U.S. Attorney Janine Pirro said there will be more charges.
Cole Allen's journey of accountability in the criminal justice system starts today.
While Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche defended the actions of security personnel.
Law enforcement did not fail. They did exactly what they are trained to do.
The incident has prompted reviews, including by the White House. The Secret Service said today it will enhance security at events moving forward.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt accuses Democrats, celebrities, and the media of normalizing violence against President Trump.
This hateful and constant and violent rhetoric directed at President Trump day after day after day for 11 years has helped to legitimize this violence and bring us to this dark moment.
King Charles and Queen Camilla have arrived at the White House. CBS's Stacey Lynn.
They were greeted by the president and first lady on the South Lawn. There were handshakes and kisses, and the couples posed for pictures. They then headed inside to have tea in the green room. That will be followed by a tour of the new White House beehive. The king and queen will then head to the British embassy for a garden party. And the formal White House welcome comes tomorrow morning. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
Residents in North Texas are cleaning up after a pair of tornadoes ripped through the region over the weekend, killing at least 2 people. The damage and destruction has left Runaway Bay, Texas resident Jesse Gonzalez shaking his head.
I couldn't believe it was happening. I just retired 2 years ago. This was our dream house.
Tornadoes, large hail, damaging winds, and flash flooding threaten the Midwest tonight into tomorrow. The White House says that it will not negotiate through the press in response to questions about Iran's conditional proposal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz if nuclear talks get pushed back. The U.S. has demanded that all nuclear activity should stop. CBS's Jared Hill with the latest.
Arriving in Russia to meet with Vladimir Putin Monday, Iran's foreign minister blamed stalled negotiations with the U.S. on, quote, excessive U.S. demands. Over the weekend, President Trump abruptly called off plans to send senior advisors Steve Witkoff and Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner to Pakistan for a second round of direct talks with Iranian officials.
A U.S. official confirms to CBS News that Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and singer Kid Rock flew in Apache helicopters from Fort Belvoir today. The Pentagon has not yet replied to a request for comment. This is CBS News.
I want to know what's going on in the world.
I'm Tony.
There are big questions that all of us are asking. I want to get you the answers.
How are you?
I'm Tony DeCopel. Join me on the CBS Evening News.
Coming up, sentencing day for a man who shut down the freeway with a makeshift bomb. That's after Nate Connors at the traffic desk.
Sounds good, Aaron. Let's start up north in Everett, North 5, a little crowded from Broadway to Highway 2, nothing heavy. And we have our afternoon Boeing shift underway, so that brings heavy volumes to eastbound 526. Here in Seattle, North 5, we've got our usual scattered backups from the West Seattle Bridge to the Ship Canal Bridge. Plan on 20 minutes to get through downtown. South 5 remains wide open. Over in Kirkland, South 405 is still a little slow between Northeast 85th to just before 520 from an earlier crash that is now on your right shoulder. Linwood to Bellevue right around 20 minutes. In Nisqually, North 5, just past the north end of the Nisqually River Bridge. Turns out we've got a disabled vehicle on your right shoulder. It was blocking for a bit, and that's why we've got a 2 to 3 mile backup. Olympia to Tacoma, you've got like an 8-minute delay right now. And in Tacoma, westbound 16, mid-span on the Narrows Bridge, 2 right lanes closed for road work. Your backup starts right before the bridge at Jackson Avenue. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. A King County man who shut down I-90 on Mercer Island with a homemade explosive is now heading to federal prison. KIRO Radio's Frank Lenzi has the latest.
42-year-old Sakfana Siong was sentenced to 18 months. He jumped from a moving car during a slow-speed chase back in October of 2024. He was holding a tennis ball bomb and a lighter.
Call the bomb squad. He threw out an explosive device.
Bellevue police had been called out to Anatai Beach Park that day after getting reports of 2 men sleeping in a car with the motor running. They say Siong ran over spike strips to get away, puncturing all 4 tires. Authorities say he was high on fentanyl at the time. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
Senator Jamie Peterson now acknowledges he wants the state Supreme Court to overturn Washington's ban on income taxes. He tells KIRO Radio's Gian Ursula he believes that 1933 decision is wrong.
I am asking for the Supreme Court in 2026, 93 years later, to take a second look at that.
His remarks follow reporting from the Center Square showing internal emails between Peterson and the Washington Attorney General's office. Those documents show Peterson drafted the income tax on millionaires to force the courts to reconsider the decision that defines income as property. Washington's Attorney General is suing Safeway, Albertsons, and Hagen, claiming the grocery stores are violating consumer protection laws. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports.
A.G. Brown claims over the last 5 years, the stores have been enticing shoppers to buy one, get one free on items like bread, cereal, fresh produce, and olive oil, but have been artificially jacking up the price on those same items weeks before the supposed deals.
And my daughter was even commenting about how expensive our sort of regular weekly trip to the grocery store was. And part of that is because of misleading practices like this.
Brown claims the stores overcharged shoppers on more than 3 million transactions, bringing in $20 million. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
The drought that is gripping the Pacific Northwest may not end anytime soon. Federal forecasters now say there's a good chance El Nino will develop and persist through the end of this year. Michelle LaRoe is with the Climate Prediction Center at NOAA.
Starting in the May, June, July season, El Nino is likely to emerge about 61% and then persist through the end of 2026.
El Nino historically brings warmer and drier conditions. Officials say wildfire risk across the region is already expected to climb sharply by June. Weather update now. We are staying dry for this week. Cloudy today and again for tomorrow, then sunshine and warmer weather by midweek. Right now, 55 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, 1 hour to go. This show is flying by today, Spike. Super fast.
Peppery, baby. Feisty. I love it.
Did you say peppery?
Peppery.
Peppery.
Got a little zip to it. A little zing.
Put a lot of pepper on your food?
I do. I'm a heavy. I've been banned from using sodium.
We're old.
I can't do sodium anymore.
You don't do any salt?
I try not to. I can't add salt to anything.
It's probably smart.
I'm starting to cook with low sodium ingredients of late.
You get salted butter or no salt?
I do get salted butter. I'm Irish.
Yeah.
I have to. They'll disown me if I don't.
It's disgusting. Have you eaten butter without salt?
Might as well get a can of Crisco
You're licking
out.
a cow.
Yeah.
It's so gross. It's so gross.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Disgusting. Put a little
But
salt
I
on
do
that.
a lot of pepper on it. And this show today has had a lot of pepper on it.
Got a lot of pepper.
Pepper gumbo.
Can we, real fast, we're going to cover a bunch of stuff. In this segment, we're not really going to get more into the White House Correspondents' Dinner whole situation, because we've covered it a lot today. But there is one thing that I saw mentioned Saturday night in the coverage that I raised a brow at. My wife was like, really? So King Charles and his wife Camilla have a state visit planned today to arrive in D.C. And I believe they're there. I just watched video of them arrive.
I've seen footage, They're here.
They're at the White House. Mm-hmm. Do you think there was because they would have had, I'm doing the time change and all that stuff, they would have been like packing up their socks. Like Charles is in the closet.
Someone was packing Charles.
Somebody
socks
was
for
packing
him.
his
Right.
socks, yes. As this is all happening.
Yeah.
And was there ever a point at which they thought that, like, Camilla was like, hey, Charles, like, what do you think? Maybe we postpone this like a couple of weeks?
What do you think? Yeah, how you feeling, honey? Are you over your intestinal,
Yeah.
Come on.
Can you just
something?
Like, they could come up with something.
Right.
100%.
Isn't there a staff on hand that should say to them, your Highness?
Your hands are looking a little swollen.
Right, Your Highness.
Have you seen his hands?
They're a little puffy.
They're a little puffy.
He's got a little cankle thing going, too. Hey, you want to fly under those conditions?
Listen,
plenty of
everybody
reasons to
reaches a
postpone
certain
this.
age and, whatever. Circulation, you never know.
Sure. We're not passing judgment. Maybe it's too much sodium.
Could be.
Could be.
But would you have, let's say you and your wife are the king and queen of England. Would you have thought, I mean, that's a big, important visit. I mean, state visit like that's a big deal. They're one of our biggest allies.
You know what?
They've got to be one of the top three.
Yeah, they are. And they're trying to get back into the top three because lately, with the whole Iran thing, the current prime minister, Starmer, right?
Keir Starmer.
Starmer. Yeah, not on the best of relationships right now.
Well,
so this is probably one of the most important.
It's an important connection.
Royal visit we've ever had. You know what though? And if I'm Charles and Camilla, I'm going. You know why?
Why?
It's the safest place in the world today.
You're probably right about that.
Right?
Yeah. You're probably right about that.
This is not to make those jokes. This is Odwalla Juice a month later. This is Alaska Airlines a month after the door blew out.
What happened to Odwalla?
Remember? There was people got sick drinking Odwalla juices. Those natural juices.
There was somebody who tried to do something.
No. Remember Tylenol? Remember the Tylenol scare?
Yes.
2 months later, safest bottles in America.
Or like the E. coli.
Right.
It's like who was that? Who was the E. coli?
Spinach. We had spinach problems.
Who was the big burger chain?
I don't know.
It was Jack in the Box.
Was it Jack in the Box?
Was it Jack in the Box?
But point being, after you've had a bit of a scare, that's the safest White House you'll ever fly into today and visit today.
Yeah.
This is a safe place today.
So King Charles would probably eat a Jack in the Box.
On the way.
After.
Pop a
he would
Tylenol.
say, totally safe.
Can we forget the royal plane? Let's take Alaska, he says, because it's the safest plane in the air these days.
My wife was like, I think I'd postpone that.
Which?
Yeah, she goes, I don't think I'd. She goes,
I'm going to give you guys a weekend.
If I was Camilla.
Just to get it together.
Push it a week.
Yeah,
Their schedules are so busy.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to get in when you can. And you're probably right. It's the more scrutiny and safety concerns right now than ever before. And also now you're front and center of like everybody in the world. Their attention is drawn. Not like it wasn't already, but their attention is right now. So like for King Charles, it's a pretty good moment for him.
When he's flying through the airport at the Heathrow, though, did you pack these luggage yourself, Mr. King? Nope. Oh, bad answer.
Sorry. Can you step over here, please? Just for a second.
It's the medals.
Camilla's rolling her eyes. Just take your shoes off. Chuck, whatever she calls him. All right, let's get into this real fast. This King County employee. Did you see this story? Seattle Times.
Yeah.
Great piece. Hey, Seattle Times. Great piece.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, it's a really interesting piece here. A King County employee who's ran I'm going to read you the first line because it's attention grabbing of the Seattle Times piece. A King County employee who ran a youth education and anti-racism program oversaw more than $800,000 in grants to 5 family members as red flags passed unnoticed for years, according to county records. They then talk about this program manager whose name is Yolanda McGee, who, according to this Seattle Times piece, reportedly pressed contractors to hire or subcontract to family members and then awarded these these big jobs. Now, they're not saying that the jobs were not completed or done. What they are saying, though, is that there was not the appropriate level of scrutiny. Is that kind of what they're saying here?
Well, there are safeguards in place for potential conflicts of interest.
Sure.
Those were ignored by this staffer, and when they were brought to attention, they were dismissed out of hand by the governing people of King County.
For years.
For 6 years. The first
6
years. And then 2 years later, more scrutiny came up. And when someone's, it was the daughter, 2 family members.
Yeah, yes, you're right. A daughter and, at least a daughter.
A daughter, 2 brothers, a cousin, and a sister-in-law.
Yeah. The whole family.
So when it's the revelation that her daughter, and we're talking about Yolanda McGee, got this contract that's supposed to be, the work's supposed to be taken from that person.
Yeah.
And assigned to a different vendor, but it wasn't.
But it was not.
It was just ignored.
So she was in charge of a $10 million program. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
A $10 million program. She does not tell, according to Seattle Times, they write here that she didn't tell her supervisors that several family members were getting paid through contracts that she oversaw, which is what this county investigation did find. And the confusing part to me is what we mentioned just a second ago. I don't put it past somebody to try to maybe push the legal bounds of
a little nepotism.
A little nepotism.
Keep it in the family. You know, if the person's doing good work, maybe your son's the best woodworker in the county.
Yeah, although
you want your son to make the masthead for the ship.
I understand the motivation.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that I have a problem with is I don't understand why King County officials who became aware of this for years then decided to just kind of sweep it under the rug.
Well, I mean, if
not do anything about it.
If you're colorblind, you shouldn't be able to hold these jobs. If you can't see red flags, I'm trying to make a joke here. You can't see red flags because you're colorblind, you shouldn't be in a position of ethics and oversight.
Yes.
I mean, because how do you ignore multiple repeated warnings that this person was abusing the position of shepherding $10 million worth through these, I think, important programs.
Yeah.
They're designed to do good work.
There's debates about that, but yes, if you agree with them, then all the more so reason to want to make sure that the money is
done
stewarded
correctly, because there are people who oppose stewarded correctly through the processes. Because there are people who have issues with these various programs. You want to be above reproach. You want to not give the other side ammunition to say, hey, you're not just doing terrible work on stupid projects, you're cheating to do it. You're making your family rich doing it.
Now, she was eventually fired from the job, right? It took a little bit for this to happen.
I think in just this year, right?
But yeah, she was then fired eventually from the job. But according to the Seattle Times story, she is now fighting this through her union. And the question is, do you think she's going to be successful in fighting this firing? Because if they can prove that she was put out of a job wrongly, then they're going to go after her they're going to go after the city or King County, I should say, for whatever lost money that she would be owed. It kind of ruined her career.
It did ruin her career because she showed terrible judgment. And her argument is, I pushed the boundaries, agreed, but I didn't do anything illegal. Their argument, the family's argument, McGee's argument is that, look, if your systems weren't doing their job in place for oversight, that's not on me.
Yeah, she says,
I didn't break any laws. And ethics review boards were notified and chose not to act.
She says, I've consistently taken ethics, disclosure, and financial reporting obligations seriously and made appropriate disclosures to the extent required.
To the extent required.
I would say in her defense, although I disagree with
Operation
what she did,
Bear Threshold.
Yes. Well, I was going to say, to her defense, if your job is to distribute $10 million and your family members offer the services, I don't know. Now, did they offer those services before she was hired to do the job? I don't know.
We don't know. Yeah.
But if she thinks that her family members can do these jobs, she ends up through subcontractors getting those family members awarded these very lucrative jobs to the tune of $800,000. You might worry about that until King County investigates you and then says, well, we're not going to do anything about it. At that point, wouldn't you assume that you were in the clear? Like if they investigate you for years,
it's reasonable.
Don't do anything about it.
Yeah.
I would assume that they were saying like, all right, all clear, you did nothing wrong.
A portion of it was during COVID. They said it's too chaotic to understand and do these follow-ups and give this required oversight.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, you got nothing but free time.
Nothing but time.
Right?
That's
Exactly.
what I thought.
I sat around for months during COVID looking for I'd have been on this job.
100%.
I'd have been scrutinizing these.
We're solving cases all the time.
And we got full-time gigs.
Mostly missing mini donkey cases. But we could, if somebody would have sent this to us, we could have looked at it.
Sure, we should have.
You're 100% right. You had a further thought on this?
No, the woman's been fired.
She's contesting it.
The lack of oversight has been exposed.
Mm-hmm.
Can we at least learn from this? Can we learn from these systems where someone should know better? If you're in a position to govern $10 million worth of resources through very important programs to these communities, moving forward, can we say, look, even the appearance of impropriety is too
100%.
much? When a judge has to recuse himself from a case, it's because even the appearance of impropriety or bias is enough to
damages the entire system.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And how can people have faith in these systems if bad actors like these keep getting away with stuff?
What's interesting is that this story comes out right on the heels of that King County Regional Homeless Authority audit, which found $13 million just poof, gone.
Just missing. Just unaccounted for.
Missing. Yeah. And then you think to yourself, that's just two things. Think of all of the money going through these different departments.
The $44 million, they're over budget.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have proper bookkeeping and accountability systems.
Because they just wrote it on paper sometimes.
They weren't even using the systems that we paid to put in place to keep them accountable.
And those are just
keep them responsible stewards of our resources.
That is a relatively small amount of money. That's small.
It's the first time they looked.
And that's how much fraud, if it's fraud, that's how much missing finances, I'll say, was found. I'll say alleged fraud, I guess. That's how much was in just those two cases. One person's job it is to whatever she was doing with $10 million. King County Regional Homeless Authority, they're just missing $13 million. They're $44 million in the hole or whatever the crazy number is.
44 in the hole. Yeah.
44 in the hole. And then you see, like this to me is why giant government budgets are so dangerous, because it's such a crazy amount of money.
I'm with you, bud.
That it's tough to even fathom and very easy to just lose track of. $1 million here, $1 million there. That's taxpayer dollars. $1 billion here, $1 billion there.
Pretty soon we're talking real money.
Pretty soon we're talking real money.
Right?
Yeah, 100%. I saw this posted over the weekend on X, and it has this breakdown of, I guess I didn't realize this was something that he had access to. I mean, it makes sense. He's the governor of our state, Governor Bob Ferguson. He has the possibility, if he wants, he can have these special appropriations staff positions that he's able to do. Now, question, what does a special appropriation staff member do for six figures? I don't know. Are they getting coffee? Are they coming up with policy? I imagine it's more of a serious thing than just hanging out with your buddy, the governor, but I don't know.
Appropriations is how you spend money, right? Where you designate the resources to go to.
I would assume. Special appropriations staff.
A staff member is not, it's not an assistant. It's not an office assistant. It's somebody that's helping the governor find money for his special projects. His pet projects, if you will.
This is interesting. So so Ferguson is new to office, right? He's just in his first year. Yeah. And this was posted going all the way back to 2014. Special appropriations to the governor. So how many of these staff have actually been hired over various different? Now, how many governors is that? Are we talking here?
Since 14?
Is that only one? When was Inslee elected?
Yeah, 3 terms. Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
I know.
Well, I'll give this to him. He didn't have any special appropriations staff. So in 2014, he had 0. In 15, 0. In 16, 0. All the way through this year. 0. And now, according to this capital budget staffing level disclosure form, guess how many Bob Ferguson has?
I saw that. I saw the cheated. I saw the answer.
20.
No, 20 and a half.
20 and a half. Is there a half person out there?
Exactly.
Is there somebody who's missing legs or something? Who knows what the person is?
Well, 20 and 20.5 full-time employees.
So 20 full-time and then maybe a half-time.
Yeah, partial. Yeah.
That seems. Those are not cheap jobs, I imagine. There's no government job that's a cheap job.
So here's a governor who's trying to make sure that the projects that are near and dear to his agenda find the funding and don't lose these projects to funding cuts and budget shortfalls. So he's got a crack team of protect my interests on the job.
If you believe that there's budget shortfalls, which I don't. I think they've had more budget than they've ever had.
Well, no. Budget shortfalls in so much that they've mismanaged resources to the point that we're in the hole.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm not going to call them valid budget shortfalls, except that they're over budget and underfunded.
But here's the thing. How are you going to fix that with more people? Can't you just get like one guy who's really good, who also has like downloaded the Claude app and just like go to town on budgets? Do you need 20 and a half guys?
That's from 0 to 20 and a half. Like
from 0 to 20 and a half seems like a lot.
That's a rocket launch type acceleration. That's leave the planet type acceleration. Yeah.
And that to me just kind of speaks to the dangers of giant government, overspending, just like we saw with the King County Regional Homeless Authority, just like we saw with that Yolanda, what's her name? McGee from the Seattle Times piece. I did a little projection here, and I looked at the state budget, and I was asking myself, all right, how much does state budget increase? Because, the reason state budgets increase is because you hired 20 and a half people to do a job that the previous year you didn't need any people for.
Fair.
So that's the reason these budgets increase, and then you have Bob Ferguson in front of a microphone saying that, like, hey, we've done everything we can. We just can't find any more dollars to keep public parks open.
Nothing to cut.
Yes, nothing to cut. But you got 20.5 people. 20 and a half people out there doing the job that yet last year you didn't have any. So I looked back at the budget in 2015, bienniums in 2015-17. Washington State's budget was around, I want to say, $38 billion, I think.
Okay.
2015-17. This year, $80+ billion. Wow. So it's a 110% increase. And I projected I looked back every single year how much it's going up. It's going up a little more than 10% every single year. Every single biennium, I should say.
Okay.
So in the next 10 years, that was 10 years ago, we've doubled. What's it going to be in the next 10 years? If we have a budget in Washington State that follows at the rate that they're currently raising the budget, we'll be at $129 billion, which sounds crazy, and at the same time is the path that we're on.
Yeah.
And that's not a sustainable path.
Well, they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results.
Yeah.
Right? That's the definition of insanity.
Wouldn't that be wild if that's where we were at in 10 years? $129 billion? Good golly, that's a lot of money. But hey, special appropriations, vital jobs, whatever they do. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Next, can we talk a little baseball next?
I'd love to.
Let's lighten things up. Let's talk a little ball. One of the coolest, they have that new ABS challenge that they have in baseball.
Oh, don't they? Aren't we glad they did?
And the Mariners probably have the best challenge of all and the best result. We're going to play you that audio next. Stick around. Be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You can't control what's happening in the world. You can't control gas prices or what the market does tomorrow. But you can control whether your retirement is protected when the unexpected hits. That's what Rajiv Nagayach has dedicated his career to helping families do. Not just picking investments, but building one plan that brings your healthcare, housing, legal, and financial decisions together into a single strategy. A strategy designed to keep you out of a nursing home, protect your assets, and keep your family from becoming your unpaid caregivers. If the last weeks have made you uneasy about your future, you need help. Join Rajiv at a free 90-minute seminar this May. You'll see where most plans fall short and how yours doesn't have to.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar. In Puyallup on May 5th, Federal Way on May 6th, Bellevue on May 7th, or Linwood on May 12th. Seminars begin at 6:30 p.m. Space is limited, so sign up at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
Insulation rebates from PSE are at historic highs. American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $3 million in PSE insulation rebates last year, more than any contractor in Washington. Homeowners, business owners, and PSE trust American Crawl Space and Pest Services. Was your home built before 1990? Visit AmericanCrawl.com to see how much you can save on replacing your insulation.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Golden Crest Metals helps investors understand how physical gold and silver can be held inside qualified retirement accounts without pressure or confusion. Our team brings decades of experience in precious metals and retirement planning with a focus on clear education, straightforward pricing, and a process designed to put clients first. Why do investors choose Golden Crest Metals? Experience, transparency, and a client-first approach. Tune into The Gold Show with Kenny Michaels every Saturday at 1 p.m.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
This month, Day and Night gives you a free furnace with the installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
DayandNight.net.
Do you notice sounds coming from your crawl space or attic, or possibly stale or foul odors in your home? This could be that rodents have gotten into your attic and crawl and have made it their home. They tear up the insulation to make nests to have babies. They contaminate it with their biological waste, which can be harmful to your health. And they ruin your home's energy blanket, costing you thousands of dollars a year. If you even think you may have a problem, call Insulation Northwest today, and we will come to your home as soon as tomorrow and perform a free, no-obligation inspection to determine what the problem is. This inspection normally costs $199, but it's yours free just for calling today. If we discover any problem with rodents in your home, we can get them out and keep them out and restore your home's protective insulation blanket back to brand new condition. Let Insulation Northwest give peace and comfort back to you and your family and save you thousands of dollars in energy savings. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
The action is fierce, the energy is over the top, and it's a night you don't want to miss. It's Excite Fight Live MMA at Muckleshoot Casino Resort on Saturday, May 23rd at 7 p.m. See a full night of incredible combat when MMA fighters face off in the cage and turn the excitement all the way up. Get your tickets now at muckleshootcasino.com.
Missing teeth or tired of dentures? South Seattle Smiles offers permanent dental implants to restore your smile. Ask about their discount cash pricing and get a free consultation. Call South Seattle Smiles or visit southseattlesmiles.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. A man from California is now charged with attempting to assassinate the president. U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro says that suspect also faces 2 federal gun charges.
There will be additional charges as this investigation continues to unfold.
Investigators say 31-year-old Cole Thomas Anderson was armed when he tried to storm the White House Correspondents' Dinner on Saturday. Acting U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche says Allen rushed to a security checkpoint. A Secret Service officer was shot once in the chest but protected by a bulletproof vest.
This man was a floor above the ballroom with hundreds of federal agents between him and the President of the United States.
Allen did not enter a plea today. Loyola law professor Lori Levinson says he faces life in prison if convicted.
And some of the most damaging evidence against him, frankly, are the things that he wrote and said.
Authorities say an email that Allen sent and a manifesto that he wrote states he wanted to target administration officials. A homeowner in Kent fended off multiple armed home invaders this morning, opening fire as they broke in. Assistant Police Chief Jared Kastner says this happened just before 3 this morning. It involved several armed suspects.
A resident had heard a big bang and stated that there were subjects inside the home, and the husband was going downstairs and has a gun.
Chief Kastner says the homeowner shot one intruder multiple times. He was taken to the hospital. The other suspects fled before police arrived. Leaders in King County say they want to set up a fraud hotline and a new department to investigate potential financial wrongdoing. KIRO News Radio's John Repp has that story.
Council members today introduced a proposal to set up a new Inspector General division with broad powers of investigation.
You don't want it housed in the executive branch. There's just an inherent conflict of interest there, right? You want it to be separate and independent.
King County Council member Rod Dembowski says anyone could call in concerns through a newly established hotline. He says there's broad support for this approach in the wake of last year's audit, highlighting loopholes and potential fraud. John Repp, KIRO News Radio.
Let's turn now to the real-time traffic desk at 2:33. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Aaron, North 5 through Seattle dealing with scattered backups at the West Seattle Bridge to the Ship Canal Bridge. We're up to 25 minutes now to travel through downtown Seattle. South 5, we're going to slow just briefly approaching Mercer past the Convention Center. Over on the east side, North 405 and Northeast 85th, a stall blocks your right lane. We've got about a 2-mile backup, Bellevue to Linwood, just under 25 minutes. Southbound 405, we're seeing off and on slowing approaching I-90 down to the Renton Landing. Bellevue to Renton right around 20 minutes. If you're heading into Federal Way on westbound 18, it's bumper to bumper from Military Road over to I-5. And westbound 16, mid-span on the Narrows Bridge. 2 right lanes are closed for road work. Just a brief backup starting as you approach Jackson Avenue. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Overcast skies today, staying dry. More clouds tomorrow. Then the sun returns by midweek and continues into the weekend. Right now, 56 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. Let's talk a little baseball here. Let's ask Aaron Granillo if he can stick around, not run out.
Okay.
Huge baseball fan, right, Aaron?
Yes, sir.
You watch basically every game, even if it's on record.
Do my
late
best.
At night.
Yep.
Yes.
Even if I'm at a kid's birthday party, for instance, yesterday, sure, the game is on my phone.
Sure. Is that what you were doing?
Yes.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Were you?
Happy birthday.
Kids' birthday parties. Kids' birthday parties. That's a whole separate topic.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys a question. When you were kids, do you ever remember once your parents attending a birthday party that you were also attending?
That's a great question. No, I'm old enough to. We were drop and go.
Same.
We were drop and go.
Yeah,
You're lying right now. You don't have a couple. Really?
Maybe. No.
You and me are the same age.
Yeah.
Was that a thing?
I think you're right, Jake.
I'm not trying to bully you. If you have a couple memories, I want you to have those memories.
I guess I'm thinking of parties that my parents actually hosted that they were at. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, you're thinking about if it's your birthday. At least your parents came to your birthday.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But
my memories are a little muddled, I guess.
When I was a kid, so I grew up in Everett, and when I was a kid, if we went to the skate deck for somebody's birthday party,
they dropped you off.
You would get dropped off at the front door. They didn't even go in and check if the party was actually happening. And there was no way to cancel parties back then.
Back door.
100%. There was no way to even check if parties were actually happening back then because nobody had a cell phone. It could have gotten canceled. The kid got sick. Nobody would have known.
You bring that up. My 8-year-old's recent party was a spa day party at our house.
It's so nice.
Amongst our friends, I think we were the first to say, drop off your kid and just enjoy your day.
Yes.
And they were like, thank you.
Yes.
One of the girls just showed up at the door, like, your mom here?
You just hear tires squealing.
Dust in the driveway.
Yeah, exactly.
But isn't that what you want as a parent? You want to be able to hand your kid off. They're going to have fun. They're safe. You feel confident. Obviously, you're not sending them to some stranger's house for a party. I understand people hanging out for that kind of stuff. But mostly, you're handing the kid off and you get a couple of hours of downtime.
Yeah. Is it that you know the parents? Do you have to know the parents? If it's a kid in your kid's class,
I'll be honest,
and you have never met the parents, never seen the environment,
I
do you at least do a walk up and poke your eyes.
I did that the other day.
Right?
We had an invite for a play date for my oldest son, and his one of his buddies at school was like, "Hey, I want to have him over," and so they contacted us. You do this thing where like the schools don't give out contact info anymore. When I was a kid, they used to always have like a school book that had all this. They don't have that anymore. Now the kids have to pass notes with the parents. Most of the notes kids are passing these days is parents trying to get the number of the other parents.
So true.
Yeah, right?
So true, yeah.
And so you have to, and that's what notes are these days.
Yeah.
And so we set it up, and I went up and I met the dad, and I was like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. And I handed my kid off, and he says, hey, my parents listen to your show. And I was like, have fun. Like,
Clearly,
I
this
feel
is not
totally
a place
confident.
to leave your kid, right? You said?
No.
Oh, look, he's got a sniffle.
felt
I
very-
don't want to get the room sick.
I
He's
said
got a
it's always
sniffle.
nice to meet a fan. No, it was really, it was totally, it was just lovely. But parties these days, you have to buy snacks for the kids, and then you also have to go like, all right, what am I going to feed these parents for 3 hours? Because they don't want to just eat potato chips.
Yeah.
And honest juice boxes, so you don't look like a bad parent.
That's right. That's right.
What a weird world we live in.
It is. The kid birthday party phase of life is it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Like,
It's like, hey, trust me, you'll miss it when it's gone, man.
That's true.
I'm telling you, as somebody whose kids are, trust me when I tell you. My oldest is married for 1 year anniversary yesterday, by the way, to Ryan
Congrats.
and Sean. Congratulations to my son-in-law and my daughter. And my youngest is graduating college in 2 weeks. And I miss dropping off at a party. I miss
But
having.
you didn't go to these parties, Spike, is the point.
No, there were ones.
What are you nuts? No.
No, there were ones I went to.
Okay.
There was a mix. There was a mix of various.
And when they're very young, I get it, because they still want to
yeah.
be close to mom and dad.
Yeah.
And I get that.
But
But
like to see what kind of. What's that? A cage you got back there? Is that a metal cage? What's going on there?
Yeah.
Oh, we couldn't get the bouncy house. So we went with the octagon for the little ones.
So they're going to hang out with the Doberman.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, going to pet the new dog.
They're gonna
He's
break in
a
the new
rescue.
dog.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Baseball. All right, let's get back to baseball.
How about that?
Okay, so did you watch this ABS call? Explain to the audience here, and if they don't know what the ABS is.
Yeah, automatic balls and strikes. Each team gets 2 challenges. If you get it wrong, you lose it. If you get it right, you keep it. Pretty simple. Right. Either the pitcher, catcher, or batter can challenge a pitch that they feel is wrongly called by the umpire.
Okay.
Calls a ball, you think it's a strike, you can challenge it.
There's not an unlimited number, though, right?
There is.
Is there an
As long
unlimited?
as you get it right, yeah.
I know in the NFL, with challenges, you have a set amount. If you get one right, you keep one of your 2.
And the penalty is
but
you
there's
lose a
cap.
timeout.
Yeah. There's a cap. If you're wrong, you lose a timeout.
That's a great question.
I mean, because otherwise, if you challenge 2 and miss them in the Major League Baseball new rules, you're out. You're out of challenges, I should say.
Yeah. But
Unlimited.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, so you just
Great.
keep going.
Yeah.
Well, there was 4 challenges in the Mariners' win over the Cardinals. And one of the challenges that is drawing a lot of attention was in the 9th inning. Can you set this up and then we'll play audio?
Yeah, Rob Refsnyder, pinch hitter, by the way, in the 9th inning. He's had a slow start, but Wilson brought him in because he tends to hit lefties very well. So he's a righty, and Wilson brings him in. He's got 2 strikes on him, and I guess it looks like you have the
I got the audio
play-by-play.
here. I can
Go
play
ahead,
here.
yeah.
All right, and this is our good buddy, Aaron Goldsmith, on the call here. This is what it sounded like.
That was a little wide.
Ed, you've just come off the bench.
Well, he's been living away.
There we go.
That's where he's been living.
Ball's overturned. Seattle has 2.
Here comes the 3-2.
So you heard the call is overturned.
Yeah,
and
and
it's like 2.5 inches outside the strike zone.
Egregious.
Yeah.
It was a very, very bad call, and that's what ABS is
was
designed
that strike
for.
3?
That would have been strike 3.
Yeah. An 0-2 count with an outside ball called for strike 3. Who made the challenge? Do you know?
It would have been Refsnyder.
Yeah.
He
gets
instantly
to do
taps
that.
his helmet,
Yeah.
right? Isn't that the sign?
Yep, exactly.
Do teams give every player the ability to do that, or do they designate some players? Like they go, no, you're a hothead. You're going to challenge everything.
So
you
from
can.
what I was actually listening to Shannon Dreyer on Brock and Salk this morning, she's the M's insider, and Dan Wilson, the manager, has been given free rein to a lot of the hitters, it sounds like. Just to be strategic about it, though, like if it's early in the game, unless you're 100% sure, do not challenge.
Right. Sure. Save 'em.
You're going to want that at the end of the game. For in the 9th inning.
But a 9th inning,
you're going to want
strike 3.
Yeah, and if it's egregious like that, yes, give it up to the hitter. I think the pitchers, they have the worst angle at this.
Well,
so it's usually the catcher.
They all think they're perfect.
Yeah.
I've heard that most managers will tell pitchers, you don't get the challenge unless you ask us. We'll take a look at it, and there's a time window they can work within.
And the numbers have been bearing it out, where the catchers are right most of the time, like 60 to 70% of the time. Hitters are also right a little bit less than the catchers, and pitchers are, I think they're under 50% on their challenges.
Ironically, who's often not right is the umpires. And in this case, he was wrong, and then this happened right after.
High left deep. Out to left field. It is gone. A pinch hit, go-ahead home run to take the lead in the ninth inning.
Fantastic. Game winner. Amazing. Yeah, and again, like that pitch was just brutal, terrible call. I think some people are now saying those little tiny like sliver misses, should those be overturned or not?
I do. That's a great question, but then where do you draw that line?
It's the gray area. You have like a half-inch gray area.
Because that is part of the game. Every referee is going to be different. Every umpire is going to be different in the way that they call.
And a knowledge of the umpires and what kind of game they call is an attribute of baseball.
And yet, the implementation of this system, I really love.
I love it too.
It's an X factor in the game where you have suddenly
strike. They call strike three. They challenge it, and it's like a sliver off the. That should still be a strike.
Yeah.
I think, but it's not.
That's not the kind of pitch you should be taking.
Yeah,
as
exactly.
a batter.
Exactly.
I mean, you've that 2.5 inches outside
away.
the zone. That's a pitch you take.
Right.
Well, in this case, it went our way, so we like it.
And now the M's a game and a half after today's action already played tonight. If it weather permitting,
they're looking good.
Chance for rain delay.
Is it four? They won 4 straight now.
It would be 4 in a row. Yes, that is correct. Yes,
it's not bad.
They're
looking good.
Game under 500. Game and a half out of first.
Yep, love it. And the weather's getting nice.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's best time of the year. I love it. All right, we got text messages coming up next. Aaron, thanks for sticking around. We appreciate it. And we appreciate you all for sending us text messages on the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. We'll get to some of those next. Stick around.
KIRO News Radio, always first with the news, even if briefly, we are the news.
We are hearing fire alarms. We are told that this is not a drill.
20 minutes later.
Luckily, just a false alarm.
Not a drill.
Not a drill.
Get out of the building.
Yes.
Big thanks to the men and women of the Seattle Fire Department for the quick response and great work they do every day. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
You know, the Northwest can throw some weather at us, and you know who takes the brunt of it? It's the roof of your home. Why don't you give my friends at Integrity Roofing and Construction a call at 206-202-ROOF. They offer free estimates, of course, a free video inspection of your roof, free assessment. Schedule an appointment today. Go to integrityrc.com and book an assessment, book an estimate. It's free, 206-202-ROOF or integrityrc.com. They do full restorations, full repairs. They've got a design division in-house. The incredible work speaks for itself, but the reviews are there for you. Take a look, integrityrc.com.
This is Congresswoman Marilyn Strickland. I'm working to lower costs, grow the middle class, keep us safe, and defend our freedom. I'm also here to help you with the IRS, Social Security, Medicare, the VA, passports, and more. We've recovered over $16 million for taxpayers and look forward to helping you. Call me at 360-459-8514 or visit strickland.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
There are 6 markets you can place your money in. Research suggests it's better to have exposure to all 6 markets. Don't miss a potential opportunity because you didn't strategically diversify your assets. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Request your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing in your portfolio. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Amazon Business with smart business buying. Innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
How does your roof look after this winter? Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Spring into action today. Save $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
John Curley here. You know a smart thing to do right now? Upgrade your cooling now with Home Comfort Alliance. Choose a Lennox cooling system and get a heating system free. Their 60-second online price estimator makes it so easy. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com today.
Missing teeth or tired of dentures? South Seattle Smiles offers permanent dental implants to restore your smile. Ask about their discount cash pricing and get a free consultation. Call South Seattle Smiles or visit SouthSeattleSmiles.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. Thank you guys so much for all your text messages and participation in the show. Let's just jump right into it. Go for it, Laura.
Yeah, unfortunately, tough start, but we talked about it all day. The shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Aaron in Duval says, I would like to know how the shooter made it out of there alive with the amount of security, Secret Service, military, but they ended up tackling him.
Yeah, that was interesting. I mean, obviously you sent a manifesto. He even probably planned on not making it. Because
probably a fair assessment, yeah.
I would imagine sending it to your family, it was so that there would be some record of what he was attempting, his message, and all that stuff, as crazy as it was. But he didn't, and there was initial reports that he was dead, like immediately. Everyone was like, shooter has been shot,
with multiple
killed,
shots fired, yeah.
And then he had just been tackled. Really wild. Go for it. Sorry, Spike.
When the guy eating his salad, because there's now new information as to who that is, and let me read the text first.
Oh, we thought it was potatoes.
Yeah, it's not, but I've got the.
It was burrata. I think that's where the confusion lies.
Yeah, spring pea salad and burrata. In the midst of such a heavy news cycle, I hesitate to even mention this, but did anyone else happen to notice the footage on Saturday night of a man in a woman in a black dress and a coat, chatting with friends and quietly slipping a couple bottles of champagne under her coat on the way out? a small, oddly human moment in otherwise a somber evening.
I did see that video. Did you see that?
I did not see that.
Well, there's a lot of really good wine on the table. I mean, it's a very nice event.
Who couldn't use a nice drink to settle their nerves after a room where shots are fired?
That's another thing I told my wife. I said if I was there, I would probably have grabbed something. Because I don't know how long they were also down asking to be held under the table. I probably would have grabbed something just to like steady my nerves. But I did find out, this is kind of neat. So the hotel, which was the Washington Hilton, they donated all those meals because this is 10 minutes into the night.
Right.
Nothing had been eaten yet. These are hors d'oeuvres.
It was still the salad.
The salad.
Of course, yes.
And so all that food was going to go to waste for 2,000 plus people. And so they donated it to a local women and children's center.
That's lovely.
Who then had steak and lobster and all these nice things. Isn't that beautiful?
Burrata, even.
Very nice.
So the gentleman who kept eating was Creative Artists Agency agent. So he's an agent. Michael Glantz is his name. One of his clients is Wolf Blitzer.
Oh, wow.
He says, look, two things. I've got a bad back, so I'm not jumping onto the floor. If I jump onto the floor, and I'm quoting him directly, if I jump on the floor, they're going to have people need to help me get back up. He goes, second, I'm a hygiene freak. This is a good tuxedo.
He was more worried about germs than bullets?
I'm quoting him.
He also said he wanted to watch the action.
Yeah, because I'm from New York. I didn't want to miss the show.
Wow.
I wasn't getting my new tux on this dirty Hilton floor.
Good for him.
It was not happening.
Yeah, good for him.
Courage.
I would have been more worried about what else ruined my tux. If there's some an open fire situation there or somebody shooting possibly.
Well, you're not going to be worried about your tux anymore.
Yeah, good for him. That's
Bernie
amazing.
and Squim says, if the all clear was sounded and I was waiting for an escort out, I would have grabbed a tablecloth and tried the pull it out without breaking any dishes trick. Take me through the kitchen and grab a dessert to go.
I don't know if I'd have been doing any sudden movements. If I'm in that room and it's full of
I wouldn't either.
agents and law enforcement, I'm not grabbing a table.
That's actually a good argument for why he just sat there. He's like, guys, I'm eating my whatever.
Fork up, don't shoot.
Yes.
Okay.
On Trump's ballroom, John in Commando Island says Democrats were absolutely against the ballroom at the beginning, saying it was a luxury because it was Donald Trump making the ballroom. If it was another president, it wouldn't be an issue. In fairness, Joe, I would say probably the biggest. There probably is some truth that anything Trump does, there's going to be opposition to because he's Trump. But per Spike's issue about congressional approval, that's a legitimate one. I think, totally fair to, be against it.
We need to get into the
reasons.
money. The money aspect of it terrifies me.
That doesn't terrify me as much. I like creative ways of finding funding for things that don't then rest on the American public.
I like accountability, though. I'll give you this quickly. The company building the ballroom, Clark Construction in Bethesda, Maryland.
Yes.
Okay. They recently refurbished a fountain in D.C.
Okay.
At the Lafayette Park Fountains. Okay. They had a no bid contract for $11 million that got raised to $14 million to fix a fountain.
Okay.
Okay. No bid contract that was doubled in its. Well, anyway, the estimate to fix the fountain was $3 million.
Government can't do nothing.
$14 million though for a $3 million project.
I hear you.
I mean,
I hear you.
And it went up 50% because it said it was a time frame. I know we're out of time.
We're going to end on
apologize.
that. We're out of time.
Yeah.
Thank you all for your text messages today. John Curley's coming up next. Stick around for that. It's going to be very entertaining. I promise you're going to enjoy it. And we hope to see you back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Local news from local voices you trust.
Flights out of Joint Base Lewis McChord.
KIRO Newsradio.
Questions about whether the Pentagon is deploying special forces to the Middle East.
The news you depend on.
Gas prices up 25 cents in the last week.
Conversation.
Then all of a sudden, Trump comes out, hey, we're having productive talks.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM. Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You can't control what's happening in the world. You can't control gas prices or what the market does tomorrow. But you can control whether your retirement is protected when the unexpected hits. That's what Rajiv Nagayach has dedicated his career to helping families do. Not just picking investments, but building one plan that brings your healthcare, housing, legal, and financial decisions together into a single strategy. A strategy designed to keep you out of a nursing home, protect your assets, and keep your family from becoming your unpaid caregivers. If the last weeks have made you uneasy about your future, you need help. Join Rajiv at a free 90-minute seminar this May. You'll see where most plans fall short and how yours doesn't have to.
Register for a free LifePoint Law Retirement Planning Seminar in Puyallup on May 5th, Federal Way on May 6th, Bellevue on May 7th, or Linwood on May 12th. Seminars begin at 6:30 p.m. Space is limited, so sign up at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PROMO25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PROMO25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PROMO25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Get out in the sun, get your hands in the soil. I guarantee a little gardening goes a long way. Hi, I'm Sarah at Sky Nursery in Shoreline. While I'm not a therapist, I am a gardener who can tell you that April is a great time to grow your connection to nature. It might be the giant native cedar and fir trees in your backyard or a thriving patch of flowers you planted yourself, flowers now covered in gratefully buzzing bees. Or you might simply take a walk and admire the budding perennials at your local arboretum. Whatever adventure you choose, I've learned there is something beautiful and powerful in any experience of nature. Our purpose at Sky Nursery is to support you on your gardening journey with the supplies, plants, and local knowledge to help you grow whatever you like, so you can feel the same thing we do every day, the undeniably healing power of having a little more nature in your life. April has Earth Day and Arbor Day and is also Native Plant Month, so take a minute and celebrate the nature around you in whatever